like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Teej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off the first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
What's going on, everybody? All right. Tonight, I am your host, Trigger Mike. I know y'all weren't ready for that one. But we got my man, Mr. Let Go, in the building. What's up? Luis, the Do-Rag Man. I'm sorry, Sir Rashawn Ali. Humble Dad. Bruiser. Sir Hale. Sweeney. And my man, Shannon Rawls. We also got people coming in. Trill will be here in a little bit. Appreciate y'all for coming in to King Talk. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley. I am your host, Trigger Mike, again, of the Lapeef Network and the Trigger Mike Show. Thank y'all for tuning in this evening. I want y'all to get those likes up right now. We have an amazing show planned for you this evening. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm good, bro.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I want to let everybody know we started the show in the back chat. We were going in, and y'all already know what we were talking about. Y'all already know we would take up the whole show bringing that up right now. So we're probably not going to do that because I still got words. Somebody in the chat said, Rashawn, take your bonnet off. I don't know how you feel about it. But that is the swaggiest do-rag I've ever seen in my life, by the way.
I appreciate it. I love it. It's one of them days, man. My hair ain't right.
Is that velvet?
So that's what you decided to put over your head?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Why is it velvet?
Because it lays the waves down better, man. There's always the bald-headed people that got all of the complaints. Hey, yo, jealousy destroys from within, man. I know y'all wish y'all had hair, bro. Let me live tonight.
I just never seen a corduroy do-rag. That's all.
Yeah. Whatever. It's my first day back in weeks, and this is how y'all treat me.
Trigger Mike.
Like you never left, bro. What we talking about?
You got to enforce the dress code, man. On King Talk, we got to come to the panel looking like King.
I mean, you know what? Not only are you right, but when you have your logo in the back, I guess he's doing a commercial for his new do-rag line.
Yeah, and actually, if y'all want to get these velvet do-rags, just let me know. I'll ship them out to y'all. You know, we got them on deck.
Bet. Told you.
Is it only one color or are there multiple colors?
Any color you want. If you wanted two-tone, I could give it to you two-tone too.
Man, I know you ain't out here slinging do-rags, man.
With the 50 Cent white beater too? Genuine?
Y'all leave my man Rashawn alone.
Hey, yo, y'all funny, yo.
I didn't even mean to bring up the do-rag anyway.
I know normally I'm in suit and tie. Shout out to Bruiser. He representing correctly, you know, but this ain't one of them days, man. I see y'all on inshallah Thursday.
No doubt. All right, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Let's get into the topics. This is King Talk after all. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. First topic on deck, we got be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. That's a good one. I got a video for you. I'm going to play that just for a little bit of context, and then we're going to get right into it.
Just like yawning is contagious, laziness is too. Trying to elevate requires you to be around elevated energy. If they always chilling, it'll rub off on you. If they always getting money and discussing plays, it'll rub off on you.
What do y'all think? I think that was pretty insightful. We'll start with Sir Hill. What do you got? Be careful around hanging around non-ambitious people.
But it's a fact, and it's like comfortable people make it comfortable for you to be comfortable. Like it's a reason why certain people, like if you notice, if you go to the gym or you were in banking or investing, it's a reason why certain people hang with certain people because they get it. And if you are about something and you are trying to win at something, you got to be around winners, people who have the heart and who have the dedication and discipline to make it happen. Otherwise, they'll tell you, you don't need to do all that. Just take it easy. You're doing too much. Calm down, right? And you become more like them and they become less like you. So what was said was a fact. And I encourage everybody who's ambitious, and who wants something out of life, get around people who want something, because people who want something won't hate on you when you're going after what you want as well.
Indeed. Mr. Let Go, what you got on it?
I always believe in never being the smartest person in the room. I like to be the dumbest person in the room, and I can't be the dumbest person in the room around a bunch of losers. That's my main way of looking at things. I need to be around people that are smarter than me, because then what's the purpose of me being in that room? I ain't gonna learn nothing. So that's what I got.
Well, welcome to being the dumbest one on the panel right now.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, I am the dumbest person on the panel. Yes.
All right, Bruiser, you got to make the case since you done called him out.
That's the only case I wanted to make. Go ahead, humble dad.
Wait. You can't have that tie on and have nothing to say. Looking like a
therapist. People that don't have any drive, any motivation. Yeah, it kind of bleeds off in you. You know what I'm saying? But I train my mentals. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong on what I stand for. So it don't matter who I'm in the room with. It don't matter where I'm around. If you're weaker than me, if you're slower than me, if you're not motivated as much as I am, what's gonna happen is you're gonna come up to my level.
Who's playing some music?
I'm about to ask as well. Somebody going through something.
Yo, for real.
What in the world?
You muted.
Give me the trick.
I thought he was trying to put some ambiance behind his words.
I think Lego just tried to put a screw in my whole. No,
I was just like, whose music is playing? Okay, I was just checking.
Bruiser, continue.
Yeah, but it's either you're gonna come up to my level, you know what I'm saying, or not. Other than that, just keep moving, man. I think my presence, my knowledge, you know what I'm saying, my influence is felt when I'm around other people that's not on the same level, and they tend to gravitate to where I'm at. So it's totally fine with me. I know it. I understand being careful about it, but I got to a point in my life where I'm able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't faze me. It wouldn't affect me negatively.
All right, bet. Humble Dad, what you got?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, he said it just like he needed to say it. I mean, if you look at the scripture, 1 Corinthians 15:33, it says that bad company corrupts good morals. So the people that you are around kind of determine who you are and who you're going to be. I think I can't remember what book it was in, but it talked about, like, look at the 5 people that you surround yourself with, and you get an idea who you are, right? So if you want to be great, you got to hang around great people, and I look at it from a perspective as a teacher as well. No shade to the teachers that are not that good, but I guess it is some, because I'm one of the dopest ones on the planet for sure when it comes to teaching math. And being in the profession, I can see why the students didn't do well, because the teachers did not have a high standard in their classroom. And so as a result, their students didn't perform well. As far as me, my standard is pretty high when you come in my classroom, and therefore they rise to the occasion. And that's why I was one of the best teachers to ever do it. So of course, you surround yourself with great people, you will become great.
Nice. All right, Rashawn Ali.
Yes. I mean, I agree with exactly what the gentleman has been saying. I think that for the most part, you know, if it's just one person, if you have a network and you hanging around like-minded individuals that are ambitious, and then there's one person that you want to bring in, he's not as ambitious as the group is, it's not going to really affect you, right? Because the circle is strong, right? And then you're adding someone in, and then y'all can be motivation to this person until you rise, you meet a man where they at, and then you raise them up until where y'all at. And then now this person becomes strong and ambitious. But if you, the ambitious person, and motivating, change circles and start hanging around with nothing but ambitious people, that can tend to rub off on you, especially you always giving the energy, going out the whole 9 yards. Man, it can definitely change it. I mean, our parents said it when we was young: stop hanging around such and such, or you're going to end up doing the same thing. They told you that. Now we wanted to be, I'm my own man. You know, it's ego, pride. I'm my own man. Can nobody influence me to do nothing in the whole 9 yards? But in reality, we all, no matter if you're on the right path or the wrong path, we all influenced by things or environments that surround us. No matter how much you think you came up with the answer yourself, you didn't. You're lying. All right. You've been influenced by something or someone, and it's okay. Right, as long as you're influenced by the right people. So I agree with, like I said, what the rest of the brothers are saying.
Indeed. Good words. My man Luis, what you got on it?
I love everybody's perspective. I align with a lot what the brothers just shared. One of the things that I was always taught when I was younger: show me the friends and who you walk with in company, and I'll show you who you are. And that stands very true, because the circle in which you associate yourself with is a reflection of the habits and the attributes that you will pick up in the future as well. And, as far as my community and circle of individuals, we call each other, text each other, we, motivate each other. We talk about, what are we working on? We hold each other accountable, and, make sure that everybody's always striving for the best, right? Because if you don't have a tribe or a council of men who are learning from each other, pushing each other, and trying to progress in every aspect of their life, not only monetarily, but also mentally, physically, and spiritually, you keep a strong core, which keeps out all the bad influence and all the bad negativity of any of those who are trying to infiltrate your inner circle. So I appreciate a lot of what the brother shared. I resonate the same sentiment.
Indeed. Sweeney, be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. What's your take?
I would have to say that I agree pretty much with everybody else said. Especially kind of what Bruiser said, because as a barber, I never like to be the best barber in the shop, because I always wanted to watch somebody who was better than me. That way I can learn and become better myself. Well, I mean, now that I'm in the suite by myself, I just watch barbers on YouTube who are better than me. So I think not only do you not want to hang around non-ambitious people, but you always want to try to surround yourself with people that tend to be in a position that you may want to aspire to be in. And that's how you gain that position as well. So, man, I think all the fellas pretty much hit it on the head.
All right. Mr. Shannon Rawls.
Be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. It's good to see my man, Sir Rashawn. I hadn't seen you in a while, brother. Listen, my very last podcast, because I haven't gone live in a long time, my very last live show was called Stop Holding Yourself Back, Bro. No Scrubs. That was the name of my show. If you go to my channel, you'll see it. No, stop holding yourself back, bro. No scrubs. And I talked about this very topic. The thing about it is, and we all pretty much going to be in agreement. Yeah, you got to have the right people around you and whatnot. You know, if you're the smartest person in your crew, you need a new crew. There's a particular thing that's a problem with African American people that I've seen over the last 30 odd years, is that too many black men subscribe to the Drake song "No New Friends." Too many people in our community believe no new friends, and I say nonsense to that. Too many people believe my day ones is the ones that matter, and I can't get rid of my day ones. Ask Snoop Dogg about that. The day ones can go bye-bye, fellas. No new friends, to adopt that ideology is foolish.
Yep.
Some of your day ones is the reason why you ain't shit today. You got to let them go. Some people is literally a ball and chain attached to your ankle, holding you back from your greatness because you don't want to say, I got to get rid of my day ones and there's no new friends. The moment that we black men can identify with new friends and let go of the people that's holding us back, we do so much better. But we've been indoctrinated and taught and showed that's fam, and that's, you got to keep the homie. That's the, even if he a shiftless nigga that ain't doing nothing, ain't did nothing in 20. You know, I grew up in the gangbanging era. I got dudes. I'm 50 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and I live in Los Angeles. I'm off of 48th and 6th Ave, right around the corner from Nipsey Hussle's grandma. Right in Rolling 60s neighborhood. This house. I got other houses in the valley and whatnot, but this is where I stay. I got friends that's 50 plus years old that still spell stuff CC because they Crips. You 50, you still wearing all blue and CC this, and you write, I'll be back, but you write back BACC because you can't put CK, right? You won't use proper English because that just go against what you've been indoctrinated with for so long. And I have friends that's 50 plus years old that's still hardcore cripping. And it's like, are you kidding me? Now, the thing about it is some people who I know would be wonderful individuals can't become individuals that they should be because they still hanging out with these shiftless niggas. You got to let that go. No new friends is a ridiculous concept and people shouldn't believe in that. That's my personal opinion. Stop holding yourself back because the day ones can go bye-bye as well. There's 5 things on that show. I wrote these notes. There's 5 things that everybody should evaluate in your top 5. I think somebody just spoke about top 5 and I'll close at this. Vision, plan, focus, integrity, and progression. If you guys are watching this show, write that down. What is your home in your top 5 in your iPhone? You're over in the what's it called on the phone section? It's called favorites. The people that's in your favorites on your iPhone that you call the most, your top 5 homies, friends, cousins, whoever you kick it with the most. You have to evaluate 5 things from them: their vision in life, their plan to attain said vision, the focus they have on accomplishing that plan, what type of integrity they have, and what is the progression that they're doing. So, for me, I always tell people, especially when I'm coaching somebody, I talk about milestones. I don't want to talk about what you want to do. I want to know what date you're going to do it. What's the date? Oh, June 1st? Is that when you're going to attain that? Cool. I'll check back with you on June 1st. Are you going to do that April 15th? What's the date? What's the milestone that's going to be accomplished? When you put milestones on a lot of things in your life, you typically start to make things happen. But when you just say, oh, I'm going to just do it, next thing you know, you believing in wishful thinking and osmosis, and you just hope you get into that manifestation bullshit. So progression is super important. That's the last one on the list. And if you identify those things with the people that you hang out with, then you won't have to worry about hanging out with non-ambitious people because you'll get rid of them quick when you realize that their goals, aspirations, and purposes aren't in alignment with yours.
Nice.
How do you tell people who've been friends with somebody for like 10 or 15 years or even 30 years, and then they start to implement these 5 principles, and that those guys don't align with them? Do they just cut them off? Or
I'm a shrewd businessman. So I get it. Some people need to be a little bit more, politically correct. Some people need to be a little bit more diplomatic. People like Trill, they gonna just cut you off and say, fuck you. You know, I'm more like Trill. Like, you know what? Hey, man, listen. But you always have the conversation. But especially if you are evaluating somebody, if you sit down with your partners, man, and I'm talking about after y'all just run a basketball game on Sunday, or y'all just hit up 24-hour fitness and did a workout session, and you say, look, man, I got these questions for each one of y'all. Your vision, your plan, your focus, your integrity, your progression. First, you start off with what your 5 are. You say, look, this is my plan. This is my vision. This is my focus that I'm having on this. You guys already know I'm integral. And here's my progression. This is what I plan to do. Now that you know about me, tell me about you. Now, if they can't answer then, or they don't answer in a timely fashion, then they pretty much eliminate themselves. Or they won't feel a certain kind of way when you realize that you're not balling with them every Sunday like you used to, or you're not hitting the club or going over and having cigars or chilling with them as often as you used to, because you already brought up, like, bro, your 5 ain't matching up to my 5. That's the most diplomatic way. Or you could just be a shrewd person and be like, yo, man, I've been rocking with you for 15 years, bro. I've been rocking with you for 25 years and you still ain't shit. I can't, and I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to have this. I want to have, you know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. If I don't get my check on Friday, I don't know what I don't want to have. I don't want to live like, if my check don't come, if my direct deposit for my job don't come on Friday, I'm gonna be fucked up. I don't like that living. But you got to make that decision. And if you tell other people that's how you feel, then you can be that kind of guy. That's the kind of guy I am. Or you can lay it out diplomatically and say, look, man, this is where I'm at. Where are you at? And if you're not where I'm at, are you going to get there? And if you're not going to get there, you probably know what's going to happen after that.
All right. I got to piggyback what you said, because that was very profound. And if anybody needs an example on why you don't hang around non-ambitious people, I'll say don't look any further than Ja Morant. Don't look any further. You don't need any other examples. Ja Morant, to me, is what he is embodying right now in this time, in this situation he got going on. He is not willing to put away childish things. That's the way I'm going to put it. Non-ambitious people, I can almost equate to being childish in a way, in a certain sense. All right. Not only is he being childish, he went and sought these people out. If I'm not mistaken, he's not even from the hood. So he really being childish. He's hanging around people that are putting him in bad situations for him to lose deals, opportunities, money, millions of dollars, right? And right after a team meeting where they said, hey, we'd rather not be doing this. And you know who they're talking to. They're talking to the leader of the team, points-wise, the person everybody is looking to set an example, right? He is, to me, a perfect example of someone who needs to stop hanging around certain people. I don't think you even need to look any further than that. But what's going on, Trill? Thank you for coming through. The topic on the table is be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. What you got on it?
Man, first off, man, salute to the boys on the panel, man. Appreciate y'all having me. Don't hang around ambitious people, man. It's a fact. Like, the people you have around you is a direct reflection of what your ceiling is. And, you know, it take a lot of us a long time to learn that, me being one of them. You know, when you come up in certain environments, you know, it's just part of the fold. Like, y'all value each other more than anything else, because a lot of times that's all y'all have, depending on the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? And then eventually, you know, somebody in it may be like, you know what, man, I don't want this. I'm tired of this. I'm looking around and this just ain't what that is. So I'm gonna try to further myself. I'm gonna try to do something different. I'm trying to do something like go to college or go to the military or something like that. And, you know, a lot of times the people around you will look at it like, you know, you switching up, or look at you like, damn, bro, you know, wow, like you don't love the hood no more, like you don't love the game no more, stuff like that. And then that kind of puts pressure in your head to, even though you done went out there and accomplished these things, to still keep close ties to it, so they don't feel like you changed or feel like you switched up. But in the process of that, you can drag yourself down, like a Ja Morant is doing. You know what I'm saying? And people looking at it like, oh, he's stupid, he this, he that. And I agree, you know, but again, I can't agree too much, because I'm not familiar with how he grew up, right? But if he's from that cloth, then I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying, you know, it takes a lot of us a long time to kind of peel those layers back and let that part of our life go and be okay with letting it go. Be okay with people that we grew up with saying, bro, you changed, you switched, whatever the case may be, because in reality, you should. You get older, you evolve, you got more to lose. Him to the tune of 200 plus million, other people, a family, a kid, a new job, different things like that, just new responsibilities that they have now that you didn't have when y'all was running around the neighborhood or when y'all was doing what it is that y'all was doing. So, if them boys really love you, like they gonna clown you for sure, but they gonna understand at the end of the day, and they gonna try to keep you away from it if they really got love for you. But if they don't, then they gonna try to drag you right back into it. They don't care what it is that you got going. You switch, you change, whatever. They gonna try to drag you back into it. So those are the people that you got to cut off, like Shan was saying, cold turkey. Those people are just not gonna grow. Some people, like, catastrophic things has to happen for them to change their mindset. Meaning they get shot, somebody die, somebody get robbed, somebody like some catastrophic. Then it's like, okay, he'll change from the wheelchair. But most people, if they can just keep on going and stay in that comfort zone and nothing too crazy happen, they'll never leave it. Never. Don't matter what opportunity you put in front of them. Don't matter. Hey, bro, I got the blueprint. That's how we can get to the legal. You can get 6 figures. All you got to do is go to school these 2 years, get this cert. And they gonna hear you. They gonna nod. Oh yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. And then when you leave to go back to your newfound environment, they gonna go right back to doing what they was doing. So it's some people that you can't save, and that's hard for us to wrap our head around. I know it was for me because I tried. I tried to drag them from it to this new money and to this new legal and amazing life that I live now. But I mean, some people you just can't save. So I mean, to answer the question, hell yeah, it's a direct reflection of what your glass ceiling is. It will behoove you to surround yourself with people who preferably are doing better than you. But if not, y'all headed in the same direction at least. But if not, then you're gonna stay where you was forever.
Bet. I gotta throw a wrench in for everybody to see what y'all say. So what if this person that is non-ambitious, but there's somebody you really confide in is in your family? What if this person is your mama, right? You talk to her every day, or your father, and they don't get what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. What do y'all do with that?
Well, your mother or your father's, their job is to put you in a position where you have to leave them. So the first thing I would say, depending on my age, why the hell am I still up under my mama? Especially if she's not ambitious, you know what I mean? So ain't no reason for me to be around my mama unless I'm like 9 years old or something.
Listen, just to give you context, I've seen this particular scenario a few times where, it's like a woman professional that talks to her mother every day. Her mother, graduated high school, but that's the extent of the education. First generation college student going to heights that, nobody even thought she would ever reach, but she's still talking to her mom or both of her parents about her plans. And they like, nah, you shouldn't do that. They're just giving advice that they have no reason to give, and it's actually holding that person back. So what do y'all think? How do you address that with a parent? I see that a lot. I'm telling
you. You have to kind of, I think now you kind of got to expect the fears that parents put on no matter how old that you think you are, right? Until you go out and prove your wisdom, your parents always going to have, like, it's like a natural thing, these restrictions or put these fears on you based upon their limitations, because though they birthed you and produced you, they don't really know what the God has put in you. So sometimes they don't even realize, their own gifts. And then their own gifts, that same materials in you, and then you excel into new heights until you prove to them that, man, I did this on my own. Not on my own, but I did, like, I excelled to another level, and that they can't even fathom that they could have, that might have been their dreams, or that might have been something, laying dormant within them. But you got to realize that's your parents is going to always have some type of they care, right? And it's a level of fear based upon what they don't see themselves doing themselves. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so you just got to be careful with that. And I wanted to you know, I'm gonna let it go back, because I wanted to say something that Shannon said, which I agree with him about, but I'll bring it back at another time.
No
doubt. So I want to jump in on this as well. So this is I'm gonna say this a little bit rough, but y'all understand where I'm coming from. Parents are just people at the end of the day. Like, I think there's an assumption that if they're my mother or my father, then they love me and that they are supportive and they're gonna, you know, be behind me. And that's the case in the ideal situation. But if you have a parent that has broken dreams, that has not accomplished anything, and they deal with that every single day, and they haven't graduated to the place where they can invest that energy into you and be happy for you. I did a clip on one of the platforms, and it is the top view video that I have, and I got cussed out a whole lot because I said in 2023, I mean, you got to cut these people off. And I'm not saying you got to stop loving people, but if you're not careful, you could assume that the people you have a bond with actually want to see you succeed. And I think that's where so many people get disappointed. You think the proximity or the relationship that you have with somebody means that they care about you and want to see you make it. And that's not necessarily the case. And it just so happens with parents. So we have to set boundaries. If you have a parent that antagonizes you or they sow seeds of doubt, you have to cut that cord, because your parents have a huge influence on how you proceed. Like your parents and the person you married to, those are some of the biggest influences. And if you stick around that long enough, they'll talk you out of being comfortable. And then when you don't make it, they'll ask you, why didn't you work harder? Right? So you got to kind of get away from them for a bit, do it on your own, succeed, and then let them see you in a different light. And then and only then will they believe. And it's amazing. You get support after you no longer need their help. It's weird the way life works.
That's good. I like how you said that. In my study that I did, one of the main topics that that I asked was about who are the people that kind of cheer you on? How is it that you're able to move and be sustainable and sustain your business, right? And the majority of them talked about maybe a spouse or some friends or some mentors, but it was rare that any of them said that their parents was a part of their group, right? Now, I don't know why I didn't go into that question, but that would be a good question to ask. But what I found in the study, as far as the people that sustain their business, it was more about like who are the individuals that are going to hold them accountable, but also, you know, push them in the direction that they need to be going towards. And so if your parent is not a person that is going to help push you or motivate you or encourage you or, you know, congratulate you, then they are a part of the problem, and you don't want a problem in your circle, right? So just as Sir Hale said, I like how he said there are people at the end of the day. They may think that they have your best interest at hand, but they also may be at a point in time against you as well. It's unfortunate that there are parents that don't like to see their kids shine better than them. I mean, that is a thing, right? So I would say that you would definitely have to put them aside and continue to move in the direction in which the circle that you hold dearest, and that's going to help you move and elevate to the best of your ability is where you need to be. If your parent is not on that train, on board, then they just get left behind, just like other people would.
Man, that's facts. Let me share something that one of my mentors told me once. And I think everybody would prefer the love, admiration, and support of their loved ones. And like, in fact, their entire family. Everybody tries to get them involved when they start a business, they start something new, they start a podcast. But the one thing he told me, and I keep it with me till this day, you cannot scale family support. No amount of family support will make you rich, grow your business, or make you successful at the end of the day. You can't scale it at all. You are not doing nothing till you get the love, admiration, and support of perfect, complete strangers. That's your goal at the end of the day. Family can actually hold you back. So no matter how much support you think you're looking for or that you're looking on getting, you can't scale it to reach your ultimate goal. So I think that is something.
I would also wait. I one little pushback on that.
Go ahead.
Because I'm living proof of that right at this point. And I was taught, I think that's dependent on the business that you're in. If you're in a real estate or if you're in real estate investment, you and your family could come together, and that's still really, if they all on the same or like-minded individuals, you could get rich off that. Let's just make this perfectly clear.
Yeah, we don't disagree, but do your family buy all the homes you selling? Or that's what I mean.
No, but if you know, I got you. You talking about on a buy-in tip, the people who you looking to spend money.
Yeah, it's more of like a thing to where you don't need their love or their go ahead to start something amazing. You know what I mean?
I agree. No, I got it. I just a little clarity. I don't want people to think that you cannot work with your family.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right on
getting wealthy together. And please, let's make no mistake about that, because you definitely can. But I just want a little clarity, Trigger.
No doubt. No, I agree with that 100%. Anybody got anything else on this topic before we move?
I want to say, I don't believe in cutting off, family members that I agree with cutting off like family members that are trying to do are wishing harm on you or trying to or hope that you fail. But like, for instance, if my parents don't rock with something that I'm doing, I normally know how to compartmentalize my family members. I'm with you. If I'm over here just to kick it with you and just shoot shit with my pops, then that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not here for him to help me grow as a barber or help me grow in my career. He's my pops. You just here, kick back, watch the game with you, drink a beer, and I'm gonna go on about my way. So I wouldn't necessarily say that you need to cut off family members that may not necessarily rock or may not necessarily understand the path that you on. You just got to compartmentalize them and put them in the category that they in. Same thing with your friends. Some friends are meant to be there to grow with you, but some friends are just meant for you to say what up to and kick it with them and go on about your way. Well, that's all I really got to say about it.
That's facts. That is
I agree. I think a lot of us look at our parents like gods, like superhumans. You know what I'm saying? And just like y'all said, they are just people. Fact is that at a certain point, like they can't raise you anymore, because there's certain things that they just don't know, right? Like that, which is how it's supposed to be, right? I'm supposed to get to a certain level, and then my daughter's supposed to get to my level, and then exceed that, and then her kids get to that level and exceed that. But once you hit that level that they've reached, it's only so much raising that they can do. It's only so much advice that they can give, especially if you've been paying attention the way you should. You should be done soaked up every gem that they have for you up until that point. But that's when the dynamics of the relationship change. But you got to be smart enough to again, like bro just said, compartmentalize and do it. And again, not saying disregard what you're saying, because again, your parents will always try to give you advice on what you're doing. Even if they don't know what the hell they're talking about, they still going to try to have some type of input on it. But you take that the same way that you take the advice from everybody else. You take what you can use and you give them the respect of listening. Hey, I appreciate it, and then you go out and you do what you do. But you can't let your parents, because again, a lot of us look at them like we raised damn near to see them like gods. Whatever my parents say is what I'm going to do. If you do that, you're gonna cut your knees out from under you, because a lot of times they're giving you advice on stuff that they have not lived, especially in this era we in. Like, it's people that's getting rich off social media and things of that nature. Our parents ain't grow up in that. What the hell kind of advice they gonna give you on how to grow a YouTube channel or how to grow a Facebook? You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that is just not. But again, they're gonna try. You come to them, hey, Pop, I'm thinking about. Well, yeah, what you need to do is, because I heard my coworker son's cousin started something. He said he did. So again, and you don't be disrespectful. Like, shut up over here. You don't know what you're talking about. You hear him out. Because again, it's I'm sure it's something in there that you're gonna be able to take. May not be a direct, you know what I'm saying, application type of thing, but you'll be able to take and just mindset wise, and you take what you can, salute them, and you keep it pushing. But again, people gotta accept the fact that at some point, your parents can't raise you anymore. At some point, you damn near raising them. At some point. But that's
the biggest part. Day. You transcend to a level where you're gonna have to start taking care of them and giving them advice on how to live in a new modern world. That's Trigger. Let's read these super chats real quick.
Trigger, let me throw this out there real quick. It's something that my man, just real quick, 20 seconds. Be careful who you shoot the shit with too, though. You know, we all have 24 hours. That's all of us have. And I think it was 50 Cent. It was 50 Cent that said his grandfather told him that you only get as far as motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. So be careful who you just speaking to and just shooting the shit with and chit-chatting with and texting all the time and just calling and checking in with, because you're wasting time talking to people that you talk to for no reason and they ain't got shit going on. So just be careful who you shoot the shit with too. Go ahead, Trigger.
Shannon, my bad, Trigger. It's so right. Let me tell you something. I surround myself with people who getting it, right? And some of the people who was getting it, one of them, jealousy destroys from within, for real. And he got way more money than me. I'm not a multimillionaire, he is. But because of my rise and me taking heed to what was taught to me, I start seeing when things was the deals that was coming on the table, it was starting to become hot. When I was telling him my vision of where I'm trying to go, I start seeing that, these deals now not getting on the table no more like how I used to. When people thought that they, when someone is afraid of, I think that's saying what they said. People want to see you do good, just not better than them. Or something like that, right? And and then next thing you know, the ideas that I was given, they was taking the ideas and leaving me out of the ideas. And what in the beginning it was like, all right, the whole 9 yards, but I will always respect them. I will always love them, because at the end of the day, I learned so much. I learned so much from, them. And, at the end of the day, but pay attention to, as Shannon's saying, who you talking to. And some things, man, you just, what they say, be like a seed, bro. When you be rooted first, and people don't even know that you're growing. So a seed grows and get rooted into the ground and shoots down first before it comes up, before it breaks plain out the dirt. So just make sure that you have all your ducks in order first, man, because jealousy destroys from within, bro, and you'll see it.
Indeed. Let's get to these super chats. My man Art Score 199. Shannon, articulate what you mean by integrity. I think you articulated that.
No, let me throw it to him real quick. Yeah. Integrity amongst your friends. Whether you subscribe to the whole high value man thing and 6 points that Kevin put out, one of them is utility. And that means that you have to be relied upon the group that you're with. If you relied upon, if one millionaire doctor is relying on his millionaire lawyer friend, who's relying on his millionaire car guy, who's relying on his millionaire real estate guy, there has to have some integrity within that group, or one person can bring down everybody. So that's why you got to find out about the integrity about the people that you fuck with. That's it.
That's a damn good explanation. Congo English, $10. Appreciate that, Shannon. Amen. Shamar Lawrence, $20. Keep speaking on truth, King Talk. Thanks, Lapeef Network and panelists. Appreciate all your hard work and dedication. We appreciate that $20 super chat. AL, $5. What's going on, my guy? A dude on Shark Tank said he was supposed to be a co-founder of Under Armour. He said his wife convinced him to pull out and stick to his day job. I don't know what damn sure don't know what to say about that one. Will G, $2. Trill, 100. All right, so we got a next topic coming up. I got a clip, or not even a clip, just something to read real quick. Let me put it on and read it. All right, everybody knows who this is. This is the Jonathan Majors guy. All right, so this topic is about self-improving. Self-improving. This says a picture of Jonathan Majors when he was not so good looking, I guess, until him now, all beefed up. He's in the gym. He's looking good. He's hype. He's popular. All right, so the meme says, you're not ugly, bro. You just need to go to the gym and get some money. The response on this was, I don't think you guys understand the power of clout, a haircut, confidence, and some money. If this player worked at a grocery outlet on the left, no way on Ebony Magazine as Sexy Man Alive. Same goes in reverse for you guys that love the strip club. You ever go early or leave late? Seeing the women in there with their clothes on first kills the fantasy. Most out here looking average straight up. All right. What do y'all think? This is a good topic either way. I know I screwed that reading up.
I was actually just talking about this with a friend the other day. I said, average dude, if you're an average dude, any average dude got the potential to be great.
Yeah.
Just as long if you average, you got the potential to either be great or really bad. You can go either way. So you what Kevin saying scale was a 5 was average. You got the potential to be a 7, or you got the potential to be a 3. It's all about how you want to go about it. But I think like he's a prime example of that. Average looking dude, if not below average looking dude, go in the gym, work out a little bit. You know what I mean? Grind, work hard, get your acting job. Like what is he from Dallas out here? You know what I mean? Do a few, you know what I mean? You go out there, you grind hard, and next thing you know, you're on Ebony Magazine and everybody looking at you.
I want to send a shout out to the person who told him that. That to me is what real friends do. Like if you got friends in your life, they don't just look at your imperfections. They're gonna tell you the brutal truth, but then tell you how you can improve that. I think every man needs a circle of men that'll tell you, hey, dude, you could be awesome, but you broke right now. And you got a beer belly. Go get in the gym, do some cardio, and you're gonna be straight. Every man needs that honesty to be great.
And I got to jump in here because this is a good one. On the topic of self-improvement, a lot of people use the term confidence. I like to use the term appeal. You got to have a certain appeal to you, and confidence is embodied in that. But I actually want to use women to make this point. When I was in college, like right around the time, like 2004, when I entered, I started mingling with girls from the whole DMV area and like Philly and all of them. And that's when natural hair started to become a thing, that India Ari type things. And I don't know how I felt about natural hair. It was new to me and I didn't like it. I came out and said it a lot, but it was the way those Philly girls, those DC girls played with their natural hair, styled their natural hair, that gave them an appeal. So all of a sudden, black girls loving on their own natural hair made me love natural hair. When you see somebody doing that over and over and they love themselves and they have the confidence, I think that gives them more of an appeal to where no matter what you really think about it, because this person is, they take the time to pride in their appearance, to look good in their own element, they just became the sexiest thing to me.
100%.
They just became like the sexiest thing to me. Then all of a sudden, 2008 roll around, I'm graduating, I'm looking for girls with natural hair.
That's right.
Right. I think that Jonathan Majors guy, once you get that appeal, once you get some accolades behind you and you walk around, you can be ugly as shit, but you walk around like, I'm that dude. Girls are going to believe it. I see it all the time.
I'm about to say, like, it's crazy because I know some of the most, they don't got no money. They don't got money. They don't have no money. I know some dudes that you might say to the, ugly as hell, but they get the women love them because they got personality and they got confidence. They have appeal, when they say something, the way how they say it, the whole 9 yards. They right. And I'm telling you, this is growing up in the hood. I watched this. So to say like, oh, you need just get some money, like money for men, it just makes you feel, a man with no money, he is depressed, damn near. He's stressed out because your nature as a man is to be a producer. So, if you're not producing at the rate that that every being in your fiber that you need to be doing, then you don't really feel right with yourself. So a lot of times that steals your self-esteem and it lowers your confidence within self. And now as the scripture says, as a man thinking, so is he. So if you thinking on a low self or low vibration, then your physical appearance going to look like that as well. But now if you feeling a little better about yourself, your whole features and everything start to gradually change a little bit. And the best parts of yourself is being portrayed out there. People can actually see that thing. So it's all about the mind, man, and how you feel within yourself. So self-improvement, which I consider myself a self-improvement strategist. As I go around in colleges and I talk, you have to start with self. Take charge of your post. What is post? Post in parentheses next to post is self. Take charge of yourself. And build up yourself and your confidence, which give you the appeal that you need, that Trigger Mike was talking about, So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think, I tell dudes all the time. First off, like charisma ain't really something you can teach. I mean, you're just born with that. Certain people just have it about them. You know what I'm saying? And they give it in different ways. It's a wide range of ways that they give it off. Some people are, kind of boisterous, kind of loud, kind of just da-da-da. And certain people just laid back and chill, whatever, but they both have charisma. I think you're kind of born with that. But if you're trying to, like, confidence can be developed, though.
That's right.
And confidence, in my opinion, it's like I tell young dudes all the time, confidence comes from accomplishment in anything. Like, even dating back to when we was kids, like the fastest dude in the neighborhood, he got girls. The strongest dude in the neighborhood, he got girls. The one who could fight, the one who play games the best, he got girls. The one who could dress the best, the one who play basketball the best. Like, just get good at something, and then you're gonna walk around with that again. You because you're gonna feel like that you're great at something. Feel like that you got something to, like, represent now. You know what I'm saying? That something that you can go to, something that's in your back pocket that you can pull out and slam on the table. But if you don't feel that way, then you're gonna walk around and carry yourself as if you have nothing going for yourself. And women are gonna perceive you that way. But if you get good at something, like I said, it could be anything: chess, cards, flute, clarinet, something. Just get great at something, master something. And then that confidence, it's like a snowball effect. You master that, then you try something else, then you win at that. You try something else, you win at that. And all of a sudden, every win you get, your chest just start poking out more and more and more and more. And now you feel like it ain't nothing that I can at least be decent in. And once you have that mindset, then you're gonna walk around with that. And again, women gravitate to that. And women can tell when you're frauding.
All right,
But
so
when you have actual accomplishments under your belt, then you gonna mean what it is that you say and mean the aura that you're giving off. Dude's situation is no different. He just mastered acting. He went in that gym, he mastered that gym. Now he looking like a damn Greek god. So it's like, regardless of what his face look like, regardless of what his haircut look like now, he got those accomplishments under his belt. You know what I'm saying? He's leading roles, starring movies and all types of shit. So of course, all of the women is gonna come. But the key emphasis I want people to take away from it, he mastered something. And that's where the confidence started. So that's my take on that. Salute to bro, he out here killing. And all of the dudes is out there calling him ugly and hating on him. You niggas should be ashamed of yourself, man. That's hate right there. That's hate. We ain't gonna sit here and mask it. Well, I mean, they want him. I'm hearing grown men talk like that. Women supposed to talk like that. Grown men ain't supposed to talk like that. Let that man get to his holes that he getting to.
Jealousy.
Let me say something to Trill. Trill, I agree with 99.9% of everything you just said. But I know you did not mean to say clarinet when you said master instrument.
And then he said a flute.
Hey, bro, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
The flute.
All right,
so ain't gonna get you no girls, bro. I just want to say
all
that.
right. So wait. Let's stop right there. I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with, like, bands and things of that nature, but there are a lot.
They're not from Texas. True. They ain't really down with Texas.
Right. I mean,
I'm a musician.
Right? So again,
we played football. We wasn't in the band.
Yeah.
Nah,
right.
But I went to
me too. I was a star, but that's another guy. We don't go into that. But what I'm saying is this, right? In the South, and HBCUs and things of that nature, right? There's a lot of attractive women in the band. Right, it's a lot of attractive women in the dance routine, and these people like probably some of the finest women in the school. So when I say get good at the clarinet, that's what I mean by that. So if I get great at the clarinet in high school, I get a scholarship, go to PV, and I'm playing clarinet at PV, and I'm the best clarinet player in the whole room. I'm getting hoes. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can laugh, joke, or whatever y'all want, but he's going to be dominant in that demographic in terms of getting women.
No,
and
that's
you got
what
back
I mean.
up.
Y'all know
if
something.
You'll tell him the truth. We give him a hard time, but he tell him the truth. If you good at what you do.
Yeah. No, you're right though. I mean, I went to HBCU. Like, them dudes, don't matter what they play, they do that hands from the KK side. That little, it's over.
Nigga, the Pied Piper didn't play the guitar, nigga.
Hey, y'all making the case. Really? Y'all making the case. I just wanted to make sure he doubled down.
Pied Piper didn't play the guitar.
But I think it goes back to what we said before. If let's say it is a clarinet, it's just uncomfortable because as men, we don't think about ourselves doing things that seem soft and delicate. But it's not the clarinet, it's the discipline. And discipline is attractive. Yeah. And if you take time, any skill, like any instrument, anything, discipline makes you attractive. Because one, it says you're not always accessible. It says you're goal oriented. and that you're willing to develop work ethic to perfect that. And that alone is attractive. So again, Trill, you made me think about declaring that a different way, but I think it's a fact when you look at it. I think any man can propel himself if he has the discipline and drive to become great at that thing.
Can I say something that I might have ruffled a little feathers a little bit to some of the men on the panel? You know, I you know, men have this, especially some, not all successful men, because I'm about to bring up a lot of successful men to back my argument. But a lot of men have this problem when men say, I hear men say, you shouldn't focus on a woman. You shouldn't focus on, when you focus on a woman, you lose distraction to whatever goal that you have. And I just think that that's the dumbest shit in the world. Super dumb. Listen, the problem with niggas is that, excuse my language, they focus on women. But having and focusing on your wife, your one woman is different. A lot of these multimillionaires that I'll be reading a success story, they always saying that when they stop chasing women, that's when they became successful, and they just focus on a wife, and a wife was in a corner, and they build together. But when I hear men, a lot of times they brought about women is just, yeah, women are distractions because you're trying to keep up with your whole call list. But if you go home to your wife and this is who you building with, she is not a distraction. And she can only help you further on the mission that you're on. But if you chasing pussy, then yeah. I think we need to blur these little lines. And I don't, you know, how do y'all feel about that?
I think you're wrong. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why. You're not entirely wrong. Like, so when you're building something, and this is an important thing, you have to focus on what you're building while your wife focuses on you. And that has to be for a season. You have to come in knowing that, like a lot of people talk about marriage and stuff. They talk about, you know, especially Christians. The wife is supposed to be a helper to you. In order for her to help you, she has to be focused on you while you're focused on the thing that requires help. The thing is, so many men are trying to win a woman, and the power of love, it's money and women are like the two greatest distractions. And if you focus on those things, it's going to get you off. So if a man spends too much of his time working and focusing on a woman, number one, you're going to lose her, because part of the intrigue about you is being focused on something other than her. The second part to that is you have to spend time building something so that you guys can enjoy it together. There's a lot of guys who, if they would have went on a few less dates, taken a few less calls, would have finished a degree or would have spent more time in the business. But because the woman that they're with demanded so much attention, and of course, most men are oriented to please their woman, it distracted them from the thing that initially attracted the woman to them. So I say this to every man for a season, particularly in your 20s and your 30s. You have to be focused on your goals, because whether you agree with this or not, you become way more attracted to that woman when she knows that not even her can distract you from your goals. And then once you reach that, then you go take on vacations. And now you got something to build on, and she respects you because she recognizes the fact that she can't distract you from your goals. One little story. Y'all seen that movie, Ray? Y'all remember when you know, they had this big old argument, and she was like, "Can't nothing come between you and your music." Now, he put her through all kind of stuff, but she's stuck there because she was intrigued by his discipline. And discipline, when you focus on something, is going to keep your woman interested in you and going to develop a level of respect that can't be broken. So I agree with part of what you said, but I think too many men focus too much on their women, and that's why they never achieve greatness.
Well, I agree on that part when you said focus too much on it. See, in Islam, we're taught half of our faith is taking on a wife and children. And we have to balance that with our mission. When you teeter too much on one side, you imbalance, and then everything goes wrong. So if you focus more on the family than your mission, then you're going to lose your family. I agree to that point, sir. Hell,
But now if you focus too much on the mission and not balance it out of taking care or being there for your family, then guess what? You're going to lose your family. So you have to find whatever that is to each man is going to look different, because I believe in equity. It don't necessarily. So you might have to give 30% over here and 70% over there at this time. And this time you might have to give 60% over there and 30. It all depends on where you at in your life or where y'all at. But at the end of the day, you have to have balance. You can't focus too much. So I agree with your statement when you said when a man focused too much on a woman. That's the key. You said too much, but you didn't say not to focus at all. I
specifically said he should be focused on his mission while she's focused on him.
Don't focus. So don't take care of your wife is what you're saying.
No. So I've been married for going on 16 years. So
okay.
Come on,
I think we're somehow a woman.
Hold on, Rashawn. So before we go down the rabbit hole, let me just. This is a newly coined saying by Trigger Mike. Okay, no man that has ever tried to make his woman happy has succeeded. All right, you were doing something else. You were doing something else. You were focused on your purpose. She was enamored with you. And through whatever you could do for her, the money in your account, the people that surrounded her, that was what made her happy or fulfilled, because happiness is fleeting. Every man that has ever tried to make their woman happy has failed. All right. I think that's what I'm saying.
And let's use the word, we tend to our woman, not focus on our woman. You never focus on your woman.
I like that.
You tend to her. You make sure she's okay. You check on her, but you don't focus on her. You focus on your mission.
That sounds cute.
Do we even know? Like, this is even true. Just look at women. Just look at women.
Respond back to sir.
What do women like? What type of dude do they chase after? The dude that don't give a damn about them.
The dude that don't give a damn about them. Y'all all giving a damn. Come on, man. Y'all got to focus on your mission, not no damn woman, bro.
Man, most of the successful men that I know that have been married for 30, 40 years, the OGs that I know, they've been, and even a lot of Muslims that I know, what I'm saying is, when we got into this little mindset of thinking, you use the term attend to your wife. When you tend to your wife, isn't you giving her your focus? See, it sounds cute. I like the word.
No.
I like the poetic sense.
You know what he's saying.
Listen, I know
semantics.
Listen, wait. Let me just say
this. No.
All right, I'm not gonna play semantics, Shannon. I
know what he's saying. Rashawn.
All right. I'm not gonna play semantics.
Nah, he ain't playing semantics. Lean into it, Rashawn. Lean into it.
Sir, Rashawn, are you married?
Lean into it.
Say that again.
Are you married?
No, I'm divorced.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I'm just asking for context. So I'm not trying to.
Yeah. So I'm learning. So listen, I made a mistake. My mistake was I was focused too much on my mission.
Now it's coming out.
So listen,
you worded too much though.
Listen. I was focused too much on my. And don't get it twisted. I'm still focused on my mission, but you gotta have balance with family. And I was too much all on the other side. That's what happened.
Can I give you a perspective?
So when I was listening, the minister teaches us, right? He's been married for over 60 something years, 89 years old, going on 90. He always teaches us that you have to have balance with family. There's nothing wrong with focusing on and giving your wife the quality time that she needs. But now your wife needs, in return, also need to help you on the mission that you want. And as long as your wife is in cahoots with your mission and helping you on your mission, there's nothing wrong with focusing on her, which is the focus will be on the mission. Y'all be on that together. So it's nothing wrong with that.
Can I give you a perspective? So, and I'm sorry that happened. A divorce is painful, it's ugly, and I hate that you had to go through that.
100%.
But could it be, and I'm just putting it out there, could it be that you married somebody that wasn't suitable for your mission? Like when you're with somebody, and this is not me saying something, I'm just putting it out there. Like when you marry a woman and you guys meet as you're on that journey, and she locks in, she's locked into what you're at. I think the issue happens is if you started off Y'all dating, y'all quality time, y'all kicking it up, y'all, you know, and she gets used to a pattern, and then you switch it up, and then now you're looking for that balance. I think that's where the issue comes in at.
Now, I came from the streets. I never paid attention to her. All right. In fact, listen, let me tell you something. She was with me when this is my ex. We had three beautiful children together. I never paid attention to her. I was doing my thing. I didn't at the end of the day. And then we got married and we had 3 beautiful children. But what happened is I changed my life up. I no longer was running the streets no more. I no longer was hustling no more. And I was focusing more discipline on really helping our people. And me doing that took a hold. And that was my mission. I found my purpose in my life. Right. Or it's not that I didn't know my purpose. I was just neglecting my purpose for many years. But I never wasn't paying attention to her at all. And at the end of the day, when I start taking my mission seriously, we start going separate ways at that point. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But I tend to know where my problem lied in that. And I watch me being in the Maz, and I'm a first lieutenant in the Maz, and me listening to so many people who has in and outside the Maz have relationship problems. I noticed the main root of a lot of this is lack of balance. People really don't have balance, and you're not really balancing out. You cannot neglect your relationship, your marriage. And I'm only speaking on marriages, because if you ain't married, you ain't really doing nothing yet. You know, respectfully. So I'm only talking about married couples. So because of the lack of or the neglect, you will have an issue. I don't care how much you think that, oh yeah, nah, you gotta be able to give time and find balance and take care of that woman who's taking care of you, who's while you out there on the mission.
I agree with that.
I agree, because I'll agree with what Rashad is saying, because some of the stats that are out, and I was talking to my buddy who's a pastor, and that some of the most divorced people are pastors, because they have dedicated most of their time to their flock and not their family, right? And so, yes, you should be dedicated to your mission, but a part of your mission should be your wife, right? As well as the scripture says, if we're going on scripture, it says that you should be learning your wife, right? So how can you learn her, right, and be able to deal with her in the way that she needs to be dealt with and loved if you're only focused on, or your focus is on the mission, where she's a part of your mission, right? So what Rashad is trying to say, it's a succinct thing. It's a holistic thing. They are a part of the puzzle in which you're trying to build a legacy, right? So to teach men to distance themselves from their wife is a really bad suggestion, right? When you should be building with that individual, how do you leave that person out? That doesn't even make sense. If she's supposed to be your helpmate, then she's supposed to be alongside with you, because that's where she was from, right? From your side, right? That if she's going to be alongside with you, then she should know the plan so she can be able to help you with that particular plan, right? And so you also need to say, listen, babe, this is where you fit into my plan, or fit into the plan. What's your thoughts about that? Because hopefully you have chosen well, and she's a part of your counsel. She's just not somebody that you're a dictator and lord over in that regard. Okay. So the advice to say that, man, go after your mission, that's a part of it. But also you need to have a woman that's going to be a part of your mission. Is the thing that I think that we should be teaching.
Guys, are we conflating timelines here? So like we talk about marriage and wife, and then we talk about young men and what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, I don't know what's better, getting laid or getting paid. I just know when I'm getting one, the other's getting away. So do you guys hear people counseling married men to ignore their wives and to focus on the mission? Or do you hear men saying, hey, don't put pussy in dating and all that so much as a priority right now. Get your shit together, focus on your mission, and then everything. That's where Nipsey comes in. First get the money, then respect, and then the power and the hoes come next. So I think what we're doing is we're mixing up what we're trying to tell some men, maybe particularly single men, men that are maybe not in a committed relationship, certainly not married, that if you're out there focusing on women and chasing and trying to get laid and trying to go to girls and go into the club and trying to impress, you're going to miss an opportunity to become really wonderful and great, to be able to be that husband that you need to be. Or are you guys suggesting or telling me that there's men out there or people out there or coaches or whoever that's telling people, hey, even if you're married, focus on your mission, and your wife, she can just be, just tend to her or whatever. I think it just feels like we're talking about two different people that people are talking to.
No, but Shannon, people are saying that. Oh, Shannon, I agree with you. Those are two different groups, but people are saying that. Which is why I tailor-made this to people who when they say I said, don't focus when they telling people that are in marriages as well, bro. Just focus on the mission, bro. Wait, hold for a second. And now
the whole conversation was about dating in the beginning.
Right.
I don't know where
let me take it back. Let me get some voices in here.
Exactly. I'm with you, Mr. Lego.
Let my man Luis get in here, then Bruiser. What do y'all take on self-improvement for young men in general? What you got?
Young men.
I mean, one of the things, first and foremost, I tip my hat off to all the brothers who shared a lot of great insight. I hope a lot of people did pick up on what was shared. That was a really good build. One of the things that I had focused on, especially, with my dynamic with my mentor, my father, and things like that was, always be in a position to learn and receive new ideas. Be learning, be a sponge, be a student of life. And when working on those things, you'll be able to kind of lay out a roadmap for your life. For me, it was education. It was also being in the community, doing other activities, right? Networking and being around other men, and also sports, right? It's another engagement where you kind of get to network with people and build good relationships, and I think along the way you start to kind of develop good habits, and that's one of the things that we talked about early in the show was aligning yourself with people who are ambitious, and you pick up good habits and good traits. And I think that the passport for manhood always starts with the basic fundamentals, improving oneself, mentally, the things that we consume, right? I know earlier we were talking about people, but I also think that just content in general, the wrong type of content, the wrong type of ideas could also influence you as well in the wrong direction and could stifle your growth at some point.
All right. Nice. Bruiser, what you got?
So it takes an ego. It takes an ego. You can listen to what people say about how you should improve. And you can look at other people, look to see how you compare and improve based on the influence and suggestions from the external. But until you look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this who I see myself as? You'll never really appreciate self-improvement. And I know with Jonathan Majors, it was a lot of exterior development or improvement or maintenance. His physical self, his looks, grooming himself. And then he had that inner talent, that he was able to achieve in show business or, in film. But I know a lot of people don't like to prioritize the physical, attributes of a person as development. A lot of people like to look to the inside, but it takes longer to change or to improve the things on the inside. And the power of the outside, fixing yourself on the outside and working out, it gives you time because you can get stronger, you can look good. And those things can actually put a shield in front of those insecurities you have on the inside. And that insecurity is trying to redevelop or renovate what's going on inside of you so you can have that full, improvement. So I would advise anybody to work on your body, groom yourself, look good, style your hair, whatever, work on your hygiene, and that'll give you time to work on the inside. Because people, as long as you keep your mouth shut and you move, with a purpose and focus in on what you want to do, nobody will never know that you still trying to build something in the inside. They'll be able to look at you from the outside and think you're just majestic, that you're just this fine piece of art. And that actually gives you grace in this world. It's a cruel world. It gives you grace so you can work on the inside. So use that as a technique, use that as a strategy, use that as a method to get completely developed. Focus on it, focus on working out, eating right, and all that stuff. That's all I got to say on that.
So let me just add to what y'all said and some clarity to the people watching. When you're dating a woman as a man, you focus on what you have going on that will make you money, whatever your purpose is, what makes you wake up every morning, and that focus cannot be a woman. Once you get married, you have now committed to that woman. You now have committed to everything that, she's committed to you, and things get different. Then that is where the harmony, I don't like using the balance, but yes, that's when harmony comes in, because you got to tend to the kids. If you got kids, you got to tend to your wife. You got to tend to work, and you got to tend to yourself, just like Bruiser said, as far as being in the gym and working out, because you have to focus on yourself also, and not just work and making money, because you start getting fat and out of shape. Your girl or lady or your wife is gonna sleep with her work husband. So you don't want that to happen. So it turns into a harmony thing and not a focus thing. I mean, not a balance thing. But the first thing is, when you're out here dating, please do not focus on no freaking woman. Because one, you're going to end up with a baby focusing on her too much. You're going to end up with your heart broken focusing on her too much. And you're going to end up broke with a baby and your heart broken, because she's going to take the baby away and go get with another dude, and you're going to be looking stupid.
Hey, let go speaking. Hey, I mean, that's reality for many dudes, man. Absolutely. Humble Dad, did you get in on this?
I think so, a little bit. Self-improvement is should be a everyday thing. If I speak from a personal perspective, after my wife passed, I think I was weighing like 195. My late wife Jen, I was 195. I remember having a conversation. I said this before, but I had a conversation with JR when we met. And of course, I had been out of the game for like 20 years, and so he was talking to me about some things that I needed to improve. And one of those things was similar to Bruiser. He said you need to work out. You need to change, the clothes that you wear, and you'll see a difference. And you need to shave and take care of your skin and things of that nature. And so once I did that, and I was, the thing that Trill says, he says that you need to accomplish something, and I had accomplished several things, but as far as in my mind hadn't reached the level of what it is that I had achieved, because I was in grieving mode, right? But when I got to the point of self-improving and working out and things of that nature, and I dropped to like 180, right? And then I'm getting these compliments from different people, right? Then that's when the self-improvement was evident, but also my confidence got back to where it was, and I was able to approach women in that regard, right? And it had nothing to do with finances. It had everything to do with the appeal, as Trigger Mike alluded to. So if I was coaching and teaching and what I do for my sons, I talk to them about what Trill says. Be great at something, right? You also want to have good character. You want to have integrity. You want to lead. You want to have a plan. All of these things are part of the self-improvement process. And you should not think that you should be able to get women because you're a man. There should be some validation within yourself that says, okay, this is what I'm going to be bringing. We talk about this table all the time. This is what I'm going to be bringing. This is what you can see that I've done. I've self-improved. This is where I was. I mean, there'll be some conversation for when you're talking to a young lady. This is where I was, and this is where I am, and this is how I got to where I am, right? And this is where I'm going, and this is how I'm going to get there, right? And I think that's something that women could get on board with if that is something you aspire to have, is a legacy with a wife, you know. And so I do think that, in my personal opinion, that a young man should aspire to marry early, you know, because it's going to be more challenging the more options you have to find the woman that you want. That's just my opinion, but I could be wrong.
No, you're right. You should. I challenge all young men to make a decision, whether you're gonna play the field or you go ahead and get your wife and get out of the game early and build with her. It's really, really hard waiting to choose a wife whenever you at your prime. And usually people get to their prime when they're 35 and 40. Now you got to deal with whether or not you want to date a woman that's around the same age as you, or you want to go a little lower. So those women around 35 and 39, shit, 8 out of 10 of them already have a child. So now you got to deal with that. So I say, like I said, I've made a video before. That's one of the most challenging decisions every young man is going to have to make, because a lot of young men is not really coming out in the 20s, 21-year-old, 22 years old, saying, I'm going to go ahead and throw my cards in and go ahead and find me a wife. No, they want to go ahead and smash and dash and have fun and party and drink and smoke and do all that stuff. So you got them. It's a sacrifice. So you either sacrifice early or you got to sacrifice later. Either way you put it, you're still going to have to go back to the age you should have gotten a wife and choose a wife at that age.
Let me just add to that, though. As a man who got married at 19. So let me add some context to that. When you get married, she's still a woman. Like, so it don't matter what age you get to, you're going to go through some of the same things. She's going to require attention. If you have children, it's going to add some strain. So in all of this, I believe in getting married early. But even as a married man, you still have to be mission oriented. You have to, because if you don't, most young men are not coming out of high school or college making lots of money to take care of a family. Most are struggling, 20,000, 25,000, maybe 30,000.
And that's good.
So even with that, you still have to be mission oriented to get your family to a level where y'all are not stressing about bills. Because one of the hardest things that I had to go through was the stress of wondering which bill I'm gonna pay some on to make sure I got some food on the table. And that creates a strain, right? So I want to tell me, it's not just about getting married early. You still have to select a wife that believes in you and that she's in the business of you and she's willing to support that. Knowing that you guys are going to have ups and downs, but she understands that you have a mission and a purpose that you're after. Because at the end of the day, she's still a woman who requires stuff.
That strain is an excuse, man, because the strain is all based on, what do you have? Do you have the mental fortitude to take the past?
I'm speaking to somebody who did it. I want to put that in context. I did it, so I'm speaking from experience. I don't disagree with you.
But the numbers, but you're an anomaly because the numbers don't pan out to your favor.
Wait, I'm saying, how many young men, 19, 20, 21 years old, are trying to take an easy career with the path of least resistance? I mean, you 18, 19, 20, Uncle Sam is not going to deny you. You can go in there and get on your purpose real quick in the military, but nobody want to do that because you spook. You get what I'm saying? You don't have that mental fortitude. You don't have that courage. You know what I'm saying? You want to take the easy route out. Just sacrifices. Trust me, everybody gotta make a sacrifice.
Everybody gotta
choose which one you want to make. But you can't sit here and say it's a strain. You got to be a man out here. You know what I'm saying? If you can foresee it, then good on you. But a lot of these young guys can't see ahead that far to know that they should have probably made this choice to go this direction. But we still can't use that as an excuse.
I don't think he was using it. I don't think.
How many men you know is going to say, "Oh, look, I'm gonna wait till I get on my purpose," and still have dick discipline along the way?
And I was about to say, I was about to say,
that's like three different things.
But everything is coming. Everything is coming all from all of the conversations that we had. Which is why it's important of us surrounding ourselves with ambitious people even early on. Don't wait until you're 35, but you surround yourself with people who are ambitious because, as Sir said, you have to focus on your mission as well. Now, it's nothing wrong with having a strain on a relationship because it makes y'all tighter when you overcome it. Listen, to unite. The minute that you want to unite, that means to struggle. Y'all are two different people. No matter how you think this is, no matter y'all can have the same mission. She could help you on your mission, the whole 9 yards. You will have problems. Don't no one just get in relationships or marriage, I should say.
Yeah,
don't have problems. Look, in this book, in this very book, self-improvement book, right? It's a study guide, right? And this is just 1 through 9, right? When a man is focused on his mission or focusing on himself and to try to improve on himself, a part of improving on yourself is to know what you can take and what you can't take. So now you're able to pick and choose a woman that's right for you because you know self. And now you adding her and you bringing her a part of, which is what Humble Dad was saying, a part of your mission is picking the right woman too. The right help me to help you meet your goals and admirations that you want in life. That is you. So that means you have to study her. You do have to study her. You need to study the person who you're courting to get engaged, to get married. It ain't so at the end of the day, that is a part of it should be a part of your mission. If it's not, well, I would like to tell you, gentlemen, that I think that we are off base if you're not having or having in your mind choosing the right person. Because at the end of the day, I know everybody laughed at I always say at the end of the day, that is a part of self. And that is self-improvement, knowing. But I think we all scared. I think a lot of time that stuff is just be scaredness, man, fear and all of that, man. But
well, part of the picking the right woman is knowing where you're going.
That's true.
If you don't really know where you're going, you're not going to be able to pick the right woman because that woman is a helpmate. And if you aren't going in a direction, you aren't going to know which woman that you like or are fond of is going to be able to be a proper helpmate because you don't know where you're going yet. And I started my family at a young age, and my ex-wife and my kids, just all of it, the whole dynamic, even before we had kids, it caused me, it added a lot of pressure to me, and I operated through that pressure, and I appreciated the pressure. I worked 2 jobs, all that shit, and it made me better having that pressure. So right. To a man, there's nothing wrong with pressure.
That's right.
Men like thrive off of pressure. We thrive off of suffering. You know, that's who we are as people. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what makes you a man.
Yeah.
So we gotta get to the next topic, y'all. Let me get these super chats out of the way. To everybody tuning in, welcome to King Talk. All right, let me get these super chats going. Congo English, $20. All black men are born with king blood. Exercise your spine and walk bow-legged in your natural discernment. Progress and see things for what it is. I'm gonna read that again now, offline. I need to understand that. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $5. Appreciate that. And that is the power of accountability. Appreciate the openness and honesty, Rashawn.
Praise
you got fans out here.
Praise be to Allah.
Gary Grant, foreign currency, $5.50. My young brothers, you can live by these rules. First, you get the money, then the power, then you choose the woman, then life is good. I think Nipsey said the same thing. I think he said the same thing. Thomas Thompson. Is that really your name, bro?
Yeah, that's
Thomas Thompson, $10, my man. Respect to the Kings. Much respect to you. All right, get those likes up, man. Everybody, before I take a timeout, get those likes all the way up. We've had 600 people watching the broadcast, only 307. Let's get that up to 350 right now. Appreciate that. Once again, you are watching King Talk on the Lapeef Network. We got an all-star panel. Let me get the next and the meat of the topic. Is that how JR says it? I can't impersonate that JR. That voice way too. So the meat of the conference, I can't do it. So I'm gonna just say the main topic of the night. The main topic of the night.
Let's get to the meat of the conversation.
A lot of these men,
ladies love the meat.
these days go chasing women just for looks but no brains. I know y'all about to eat up. I know y'all about to eat on this one. I got a video though, so let me play it. Stay tuned.
All right, men, let me give you some advice. Believe it or not, you want a woman who's actually smarter than you. And when I say smarter, I mean more book smart than you, or willing to actually research harder than you will. Because a woman is a natural supporter. So you shouldn't be able to outthink your woman in all aspects. Your woman should have a strong mental, because it's going to help you in the long run. Think about it. If you're the only one who can think, then if there's two, it has to be two geniuses, believe it or not. You have to be one and she has to be one. But it's yin and yang. Where you're weak, she needs to be strong, and vice versa. You get what I'm saying? That's the real roles and the real team that y'all got to play. But yes, brilliant women are the women who will help you get to the next level. She cannot help you get to the next level if you get what I'm saying? Think about it. If she can do her schoolwork, or if she can actually, secure a nice job, things like that, attributes of a smart woman, and she can actually help you do your taxes, do whatever thing, when it's time to buy a house, she needs to be the one closing the deal, doing the paperwork, things like that. Women actually have to be smart to do. You don't want to be the one to do all of that, read your contract, do this and that. Like, I send all that to my wife. She makes the website, do this, all that little tedious stuff. She has to do it. So get a woman who's smart.
All right, so we're going to go to Trill first. Then for some reason, look, y'all hear me out on this. I really want to see what Let Go got to say about this. We're going to go to Trill first, though. Trill, what you got?
Man, I think, first and foremost, we got to be careful with who we put a microphone in front of. Because some people just get in front of that camera and just say whatever the hell comes to their mind. I disagree with 90% of what he said. I do think that your woman should be intelligent. Sure. I think she should be brilliant. And if you can find one smarter than you and she's willing to respect you as a man, then so be it. But the fact is, I think I've said it before. Women only respect men who's smarter than them. Women only respect men who's stronger than them. And women only respect men who make more money than them. If you dominating your woman in those three categories, how you saying dominating? If you're leading your woman in those three categories, then she's gonna always respect you. But if she makes more money than you, she's smarter than you, and in this era, a lot of women stronger because y'all ain't going to the gym, y'all ain't in shape like y'all supposed to be. So y'all walking food, and we gonna keep it real. So if there's competition in those fields, then she not gonna look to you she ain't gonna respect you as no leader. So he talking about, I don't look at none of the contracts. My wife signed the house, she did all the little contracts. That little stuff. No, I'm good with that. Those are the type of men who get taken advantage of. Those type of men who wives got whole pots to the side of money that she just skimming off the top. She got a whole situation set up for when she leave your goofy ass, because that's what's gonna happen. But in terms of the leadership, the teamwork, you want your woman to be intelligent, you want your woman to be smart. I 1,000% agree with that. 1,000%. Because again, something could happen to me tomorrow. And we done built this family unit, and I got kids, and I got businesses, portfolio diversified, all that different things. You need to be able to hop in that driver's seat and drive. Because again, I'm shaping my family under my vision, under my ability. So again, it's going back to what Rashawn was saying about it should be your mission. Your wife should be a part of your mission. Hell yeah. I'm teaching her everything I know. Everything. Just in case I can't do it one day. Then she'll be able to. And she'll be able to keep the situation going. You never want a woman who's not smart, because she's going to always be dependent on a man for everything. So hypothetically speaking, let's say that I build up millions of dollars in fortune and a bunch of different assets and, just different things like that. She has no idea about none of that. She just enjoying the benefits. She going to the mall shopping and just laid up, just enjoying my money and what I built. And then I die in a car crash tomorrow. We got 2-3 kids that she's over. and she has no idea about how none of the business work, don't know how to pay no bills, don't know what the hell to do. My legacy is ruined instantly, immediately. So no, we need a woman that's intelligent. We need a woman who's capable, and all of those things. But no man, it should be no aspect of your life that you don't have eyes on, that you don't have awareness in, that you don't have oversight to. She can be smart as hell. She could be smarter than you in finances and all of that too. But you need to have some knowledge of finances, and you still need to be overseeing what it is that she's doing. Because if you're not, then you ain't even you're not leading. You a worker. You bringing the money into the house. She leading. So again, I don't believe in that dynamic. So yeah, man. Just in summary, just be careful with who you put microphones in front of, because a lot of that shit sounds crazy to me. But that's just my take.
Indeed. I'm gonna stop letting y'all go first, man. You took about half my answer. Damn it. All right, let go. I gotta hear this.
I want to shout out to Aristotle. I met him, his wife. They a real cool couple. And he does very well for himself. He does super well for himself. He's a multimillionaire. He does well. Kind of agreeing with Trill a little bit. Your woman has to admire and adore and look up to you. So if there are two geniuses, the child side of a woman is simply going to start looking around and saying, "Oh, I can do this myself," because that's what children do. You give a 9-year-old $8,000, you ain't gonna be able to tell them do nothing. And they 9, they don't care. You still ain't gonna be able to tell them do nothing. They're gonna run, buy all kinds of candy and all kinds of shit. They ain't gonna listen to you, because now they have as much money as their the adults do, and they're gonna ruin their own lives with that $8,000. So when you turn around and look at your mate and they are equally as smart as you, and you're both are geniuses, she's gonna at some point start ruining her life in small increments, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, what is you doing?" And at some point, she's gonna be like, "You can't tell me what to do." Now that doesn't mean go get a dumb woman, but you have to be in, I'm not gonna say control, but you, like Trill said, you have to oversee everything, because the way I see things, women are children. So in most cases, a woman don't want to do all that stuff. A woman wants to sit back, be on the passenger side, enjoy the ride. She don't want to be doing all this crazy stuff. Now, do I, or the typical guy, rather have his woman working for him versus working for the white man? Yeah. But you're not going to be running my life. You're not going to be running the household. We both will have an assistant, and we will be. So I need to know exactly what's going on. Nowhere in the world my woman is going to be in control of everything going on, and I'm over here just doing content. No way in hell. No way in hell. So yeah, you if you give a woman way too much control over everything, at some point she's no longer going to need you, and she's going to go replace you with a Pookie and take care of him. And you're going to be over here looking crazy, and she's going to be taking care of Pookie with half your money.
Damn. All right. Taking care of Pookie. Somebody trying to get deleted. All right, Bruiser, what you got on it?
I think Trill said it perfectly, man. You can't trust. I love my women. I love my wife. You can't count on women to be that responsible. I just don't believe it. It could be, I could be basing it off of statistics, and I might need to look at it from an anecdotal way, or vice versa. But I just never see it. I just never see anything positive coming from a woman having that much power over a relationship. It always ends in a, especially when the laws, you know what I'm saying, are skewed against you. If something, God forbid, happened to the brother, if something like that happened, I mean, it'd be a real big mess. But if he's smart, like Mr. Lego said he was, he'd probably have a prenup or postnuptial agreement. But I wanted to comment on something somebody said about choosing the right woman. Choosing the right woman. I just got a question for y'all, all y'all. It's just a quick question. As a young man, 21, 22, let's just say he decide he don't want to play the field. What is an example of the right woman?
Can I answer that? If he knows what his purpose is in life, then choosing the right woman who's in harmony into his purpose in life. That's choosing the right woman, not someone who's going to be, because she understands, the more that he engulfs in the mission, the more she loves him even more, because his mission is her mission, and they are in harmony together. And the more he accomplishes goals, the more she's going to even love him even more. So a woman that's don't really love the mission that you're on, she's going to always feel jealous and neglected because your focus is on the mission. And then she's not feeling, she's feeling like you're putting the mission over her. But when a woman is in love with the same mission that you're on, that even if those emotions do creep in, she's able to check herself, because ultimately the ultimate goal is the same. Y'all have the same ultimate goal. So
basically what you're saying, if my mission and my goals is to run a business breeding hamsters, I need to find a woman who's got,
or they don't need
a woman that went to school to be a animal doctor. Yeah,
I'm about to say, find a veterinarian. Marry a veterinarian. Marry a woman who loves animals. Because at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, you have to find, which is why we tell, if you look at the way how the Indians teach their children to find spouses, that when they go to college, if they go to school to be a doctor, they say your husband is going to be somewhere in that field. Find you a husband that's in that same field. When they teach their children, they going to school to be a lawyer, find you someone that's in the law. So at the end of the day, you have to find someone that's in line somewhere or in harmony in what you're doing. But if you are going this direction, which is what I love Mr. Letgo, analogy about the bus, you got to know where you're going. Because if when you see a bus, the bus tells you what direction or what stop that is going, the end and stop. And the woman has the choice. Either she's going to get on that bus or she's going to say, this is not the bus for me. So you got to know where you're going. And so a lot of times too, and I'm a person that believe in, as when you young like that, be in a community of people or get your parents involved. You like courting. That's another topic about courting in the proper.
But that's the problem, man. The problem is, like, you're a young man and you want to find a woman to mold, but now you got to find somebody who's predisposed to be aligned with you. Meaning her mind's already been molded to some type of ideology or belief. So now you just gotta pass on her. Like, it's already difficult enough for young men out here trying to find a woman, because a lot of them is prioritizing their own independence anyway. So now you're saying not only we got to get through that layer, now we got to get through the layer of, does she have the same career field? You get what I'm saying?
No, you got to have
you as a lot, man. You need to be looking for two traits in a woman. One of them being, what type of woman inspires you at that age? And the other trait is a woman that's open-minded. Let's just be honest. A 19, 20-year-old man, you don't know what the hell you want to do for the rest of your life. You don't. You know what you think you want to do, which is probably what your parents told you or what they didn't try to push you, or OGs in your neighborhood and try to push you to do. But it ain't until you hit about 24, 25 to where you start living for you. You start making decisions based on what you want to do. That's when you got a firm grasp on who it is you are. So you want a woman who's open-minded in that aspect. But the first thing, the inspiration piece, That is the utmost importance. And that right there is not tied to her necessarily being tied to your career field. That's just tied to what it is that you want. What is it that when you wake up, roll over and look at her is going to push you to excel and operate at peak efficiency. For different men, that's different things. For me, my woman has to be ambitious. She got to be career. She got to be out there chasing down her career, making money, getting degrees. And my wife is exactly that. Multiple degrees, making a whole bunch of money, things of that nature, dominating her field. That inspires me. Keeps me, okay, well, yeah, okay, I see you, Let me go continue to dominate in my fields as well. You see what I'm saying? But that's what inspires me. For another man, it might be, hey, I need a woman who's in line, who's ready to just don't really have career aspirations. Her life is centered around what it is that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So whatever type of woman that inspires you, that's the woman you pick. And then two, like I said, open-mindedness. Because when you're that young, you don't know what the hell you want to do.
That's not true.
That's just reality.
The only pushback I got to give you when you say you that young, you don't know what the hell you want to do. I agree with everything else that you said.
Hold on, Rashawn, because you be pushing back for about 35 minutes.
You're right, Trick. My fault.
Let's get Humble Dad in here.
Y'all.
Let's get Humble Dad in there.
My fault, y'all.
No doubt.
No, but before you go, Humble Dad, I'm with you on that, Trill, because I firmly believe that you shouldn't put no restrictions on who you should be with it. If you want to get out of the game as a young man, knowing that when you wait to the end, it's a fucking mess out here. But if you do want to get out of the game as a young man, the right woman is a woman who comes from a representation of a couple working together. I wouldn't necessarily say she got to say like sort of like what you said. Somebody that's willing to work with you, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got some pushback on what Humble Dad is about to say.
I said Humble Dad. Y'all, what the fuck? I said Humble Dad.
I got
free
pushback.
Go ahead and push back real quick,
premature pushback.
Go ahead and push back. I want to hear what
you got anticipated pushback.
You gonna give him an alley-oop?
He's been writing notes for a minute now.
Hey, that was such a needed moment right there, bro. I think it's a combination of things. I'll just speak for me specifically. I really think that I'm a pretty intelligent person, right? And the women that I had in my life or have in my life, Jen was very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? For those that know C.S. Lewis, that was her favorite author. Okay. And then my lady now, you know what I'm saying? My wife to be now, I mean, she's a business owner. You know what I'm saying? She has a makeup school, as well as she's a hairstylist and a makeup artist. Right. So her intelligence level, you would have to be intelligent to be with me. And I'm cool if she is more intelligent than me in some regards. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, both of them listen. Kendra listens to what it is that I have to say. I give the game plan and then we execute it together. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I'm talking to her about what it is that we're about to do, I'm listening to see, like, am I moving in a way that doesn't really make sense to her? Because I definitely want her to be comfortable with where it is that I'm going, even though she may disagree, right? So if I say that I don't want my woman to be that intelligent, because that's a scale, I guess, then you're missing out on you being a better individual. I had put some in the back chat. Hopefully you guys are read it, but I know most of us don't read, but I like to study before I kind of say things, right? It says that on average, the article that I put up yourtango.com, it says that most men say that they want an intelligent woman, but when put into a room in the proximity of that woman, it's a different story. That they're intimidated by by the woman that's intelligent. And they went to a college, I believe, and they did a study on 150 guys. And the guy said that they want an intelligent woman, but then when they wrote that down, and then when the woman was in the room and they seen that what their score was, their IQ score was, then they distanced themselves from that more intelligent woman, right? But so I would say that you need to it's all about you, okay? So for me to say don't chase a woman that's more intelligent than you, if that's you, then that's on you. But for me, as I'm thinking about it, I'm cool with my Proverbs 31 woman being more intelligent than me on a particular part. For me, I'm intelligent as it relates to analytics, logic, and what's the word I'm looking for? And financial management, right? I'm really good at that. Okay, but she is good at being creative, marketing, specifically using Canva, running the video, doing the lights. You know what I'm saying? Which will allow us to come together and build what y'all about to see, which is something great. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get to the point of like giving really good advice to these dudes and not just be giving advice because we feel a certain way. That's just my take.
So I got a easy answer to that. As a man, just like we've been talking, your job is to build and keep growing. And when you out intelligent a woman, she won't be more intelligent than you because you are moving at a faster pace when it comes to progression than she is. So that is the main thing we as men have to focus on doing, not what the woman is thinking, doing, whether she's intelligent. If the woman that you're dating is more intelligent than you, that means you are lacking in some areas and you have to keep progressing. So if you meet her, she's more intelligent than you. Okay, in 2024, is she still more intelligent than you? Does she still know more than you? Or have you not caught up with her or surpassed her? Because if she is more intelligent than you, there is a problem because you are the leader. And at some point, she's going to start leading you if she's more intelligent than you. So it's cool, but at the end of the day, it's not a race, but the race isn't over. Get your ass up, do some work, read some books, and do some other shit. And now, in another year, you're more intelligent than her because you have to surpass her. Shit, you're a man. You got to surpass every damn body. Surpass somebody, surpass something, surpass your own goals. So no, like if you're more intelligent than me right now, cool. But I'm gonna be more intelligent than you in another 6 to 8 months because I'm gonna bust my ass so I can continue to progress as a man, and that's what we actually have to do. So it's nothing wrong.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Mr. Lego?
Hold on.
I apologize. I'm talking about when you finish. When you finish, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. So my thing is with the highly intelligent woman, is just simple. Does she know how to be quiet? You know, so because you got two different type of women. You know, she's gonna get all this knowledge and now she wants to tell everybody, and she don't know how to be quiet, or the intelligent woman that is quiet. So that's the number one thing. Because don't nobody want to deal with no highly intelligent woman that don't know how to shut up.
Stop hiding the laugh.
She don't know how to fix a sandwich
either.
either. Bro. She won't fix a sandwich either.
Be smart.
I
mean, insanely smart, but be quiet too.
Be quiet. Yeah, you learn how to shut up.
Shut up.
So
that's the difference. Smart and intelligent are different things.
You are right. Yes, sir, you are right.
That makes you not intelligent as a woman. So I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Homer Dad. You want to add something?
Yes, sir. You seen the movie Hidden Figures?
No.
Okay. Well, for those that haven't seen it, it's about black women that were mathematicians. They call them calculators, and they were smarter than every man that was there because they had to go get them in order to formulate the calculations to get us to the moon. Right? They were smarter than every man in the room. Right? And so to say, well, if she's smarter than me, then I just got to go get smarter. Well, these are mathematicians, right? And they were thinking on a totally different level that allowed us to get to the moon, right? So I don't want us to discount the intelligence of a woman that could be in your corner to help you get to a place like the moon, whether it's figuratively speaking. And then you think about, if I come a little bit closer to home, Denzel Washington talks a lot about how his wife was very supportive and she was just a dope actress as he was an actor, right? And so
but he surpassed her,
which that's only because but that's not because necessarily because of him by himself is what I'm saying. She was just as great at the time, and she decided to push him forward. If you listen to their son speak, he talks about how his mom is just as great of an actress as his dad is. His dad is just on. Is what I'm saying.
He was just lying because that's his mom. You know how folks be doing.
No, she was intelligent enough to know that he had star power, that he could propel their family to some heights. I think that was
intelligent enough to sit down. Exactly.
I think that was an epic display of intelligence. But here's the thing, guys: we want our women to be smart. Like, I don't know if you've ever dealt with a dummy. It's just worse. It's terrible. It's hard because they can't help you in any way. So my wife has a master's degree, and she teaches. It is a dope thing to have a smart woman, like somebody who you don't have to Mr. Let Go. Somebody you don't have to treat like a child.
You don't have to explain everything to them.
Yep, it is a dope thing.
Not about explaining nothing to them. It's about when they get emotional, you gotta.
Let me finish though. Here's the thing. Here's where we have to differentiate between being smart and proficient in an area and the intelligence that often you see in leaders. So I can't know everything. I can't know everything, but I can have a range and a depth to a lot of the things that I know. So I can handle multiple situations. And for what I don't know, you bring in experts. It's what any successful business does. You have a breadth of stuff you're focused on as the leader and the CEO, but where you need depth, you hire consultants to come in and to take that thing. A wife should be on a consultant level in an area that helps you with the business of your life. So only rich men can afford to have a dumb woman. That sounds so terrible to say, but only rich men can afford this, because men who are building something require a woman who is proficient in an area where you admire her, right? When you admire her and her smarts and her ability to help, it develops a deeper attraction to her, because you recognize that the woman you're with is more than a pretty face. She's an asset to your life. So I'm a proponent. Your woman should be as smart and as intelligent as possible. And that should not make you feel insecure with who you are. Like, you should have a breadth of stuff. Let's take it back, Trill. You should be great at something. Let's take it back to the beginning. She should be part of this circle of influence around you that helps make you better. So get you a dope, smart woman, and don't start comparing yourself to her. If you are confident and you have a business of your life, you should be confident that you're hiring a consultant, marrying a wife that can contribute to the success of the business of your life.
And Homer Dad, let me ask you this question. Since I didn't see the movie, the mathematician women, did they know how to be quiet, or they were just like super smart in math and didn't know how to shut up? Which one?
Don't even answer it. Don't even answer it. We're gonna chop it up after we get our other fellas in here. We're gonna go Shan, Sweetie.
You talking about at home? Like I can't remember.
We're gonna go Shan, Sweetie, then Louise. Y'all about to really answer that question from Let Go? Y'all tripping. All right, Shan, go ahead.
The last topic with Jonathan Major, I didn't answer that. I just want to throw this in here on self-improvement and going to the gym and getting. If all else fails, fellas, get money. Money is a great equalizer. If you want to look better, get money. So I want to throw that out there. For this one here, listen. The success or failure of men is largely dependent on the woman he chooses. See, the question scrolling across the bottom is asking about men just want looks. They go wrong these days because they're looking for looks. But the video was talking about get you a woman that's smarter than you. So they really didn't. They kind of correlated, but they were kind of different questions. And I just want to remind you guys, like me, I like smart women. But it's important. But I'm also a film producer, and in Hollywood, when we at the Academy Awards, as an example, for last Sunday, the Best Picture award goes to the producer. A lot of people talk about the best actress and the best actor. Then you have best editing, you have best sound design, you got best costume. I think Ruth Carter won that for Wakanda Forever. But the top award at the Oscars is the Best Picture award. That's the #1 award. It's above Best Actor and Best Actress. I was a member of the Academy. And the reason why is because that goes to the producer who put everything together. The producer of any film is the boss. They are the CEO of a movie set. And one thing that I used to teach when I was producing movies is that the producer needs to know a little bit about everything, but doesn't have to necessarily be an expert of any of them. You got to know a little bit about every department in the film business. You got to know about camera. You have to know about camera and lighting. You have to, that's the G&E department, the grip, you have to know about the grip and electric department. You got to know about costume. You got to know about a little bit of everything, but then you want experts in each one of the departments that's going to be really good at what they do, but you're not so dumb in that department that they can screw you over and you don't know what to do in case they decide to not come to work one day. Right. And I remember Oprah Winfrey had a meeting. This is back when she had Harpo Studios and she was in Chicago. And she came into the meeting and she said, the moment that I know more about your job than you do, you're fired. Think about that. The more that I know more about your job than you do, you're fired, but I'm still the boss. So it also reminds me of Henry Ford. Way back in the day, this Chicago newspaper kind of said Henry Ford, the guy that created the Ford Motor Company, right? That invented the conveyor belt, the assembly line that we use today. Chicago newspaper told him that, they had put out in the paper that he was an idiot. He's like a bumbling idiot or something. He shouldn't be who he is. And he sued the newspaper. And in court, he was called to the witness stand. And they were like, well, tell us who was Benedict Arnold and tell us what soldiers was in this particular war. And he said, I don't know that answer. He said, but I got a row of buttons, electronic buttons across my desk that if I push any one of those buttons, I'll have a consultant come in my office and tell me any answer I want to know about anything in the world. You don't always have to be the smartest when you have a team of smart people, as long as you know a little bit about everything. Now, if you got a woman that is a drain on you, bro, is she an asset or is she a liability? Is she just a bumbling idiot? Is she an airhead? Is she a blonde, as they say? Is she just dumb and don't know nothing and won't ever know nothing? You explain something, that becomes such a chore that you will, after the sex and after all the good looks and all that kind of stuff, and after you didn't show her off and she's the trophy and everybody didn't seen her, you don't even want to talk to her. I don't know if you guys ever been in a car on a car ride with a woman that you can't talk to because you can't bring up no current events. You can't talk about politics. You can't talk about religion. You can't talk about current events. You can't talk about the business that's going on. You can't talk about this contract that you're getting ready to deal with next week. She just got to sit there and be quiet. And that drive becomes extra long, man. Trust me when I tell you. Does she need to be smarter than you, as the video was suggesting? She got to be smart.
Shannon.
And maybe she needs to be really intelligent at one particular thing that you need in whatever you got going on for your plan and your vision and your program.
Shannon, why don't you wait till you get home then have sex? That way the drive won't be so miserable.
Sometimes you got to talk on the way home. Or you just driving and you guys are quiet. Some of y'all have had those quiet rides. And it's like, what the fuck I'm going to talk about? You want a woman. Let me tell you something. And Sir Hill said it best. And so did Trill. You want a woman that you can at least use as counsel in a particular thing. I think Sir Hill mentioned Canva, which is a graphic design program. Baby, you're better at that than I am. It's not that I can't do it.
Other ball head guy.
You know what? You're good at that. And I'd rather you do that. And you're really good at it. So handle that for me. And you got this different set of people that's involved. And so the way the video was saying, you need to have a woman that's smarter than you. And listen, that's Mr. Let Go's boy. He met them and the dude's a multimillionaire. But I think he may have worded it wrong, having a woman just smarter than you, because at that point, you run into the problems that Trill brought up. Next thing you know, you're going to have a coup. You're going to have somebody that's going to you're going to have somebody like Shaq and his wife stashing money, skimming the till. Next thing you know, she done stashed up $9 million over here that you had no idea for, because you didn't know nothing about the finances in the family. And she done stashed up $9 million on the side because you didn't even understand the books. You didn't know what a ledger was when it came to accounting. That's not smart. You want a smart woman, but you got to be smart too. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Hey, that was a banger. My man Sweeney, let's get you in here. What you got on it?
I would have to say that when it comes to trilling, what Mr. Lego said, I think that works in a vacuum. I think if no way today does it make sense. Well, not necessarily does it make sense, but I don't think it's plausible today. $4,000 separate. And I'm just going to talk specifically about the black community. $4,000 separate black men from black women. 1% separates black men who graduate secondary education from black women. Women are I think only 10% separate us in business ownership. Our women are just as smart as us, are just as capable as us, making just as much money as us. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. Nothing. The only thing you can do is do what we've been doing. Just back in the 50s, only $11,000 separated black men from black women. It wasn't like we were head and shoulders ahead of our women. So today, it's inevitable that they're gonna be this way. So the idea that, oh, you have to be smarter than her or you have to make more money than her, it's not a reality today. What ultimately the point is that you got to find somebody that's gonna mesh with you and not gonna be a headache in your life. And I think there are women who are capable of doing that, even if they make just as much money as you, even if they are just as smart as you, even if they are just as educated or just as accomplished. It's an inevitability. People tend to marry within their social classes. The rich tend to marry the rich, the poor tend to marry the poor, the average tend to marry the average. So I don't think that's a reality at this point. I think, you know what I mean? What we need to do is really figure out how to make this shit work. Because if that's the case, if you have to be smarter than her, if you have to make more money than her, if you have to do this for the vast majority of black folks, we're fucked. You might as well throw marriage to the wind because it's not gonna happen. If we assume that our women cannot rock with us and cannot move in lockstep with us unless we're this, and this, we're fucked because they're already doing it.
I gotta disagree with that because I think, again, from just provide clarity from the point that I was making in terms of women, like this not for me. This is women saying this. If you got 10 women who dating men, right, and all these 10 women make more money than they man, smarter than they man, and have doubts about that man being able to protect them, let's just say, how many of those women are gonna authentically respect that man's leadership? If you give me a high number, I'm gonna cut this camera off and go to bed because we up here just talking to talk.
I will answer your question. We're fucked. If that's the case, we're fucked.
But and Sweeney right. That's where we hit the wall because women are 60% of the students in 2 to 4 year colleges is women, and from 16 to 34, women are out earning men anyways until they hit 35.
That's not true. That's not true, bro.
I looked up the stat. We had an argument this last.
No. You sent it to me. Let me explain what the stat actually meant. It said that women between the ages of 16 and I think it said 29 earn 90% of what men earn. That means that for every dollar that a man earns, she earns 90 cents. That's what that meant. That's what that I wrote it to you in a back chat, but yeah, that's what that means. It doesn't mean that she earns 90% more than him. It means that she earns 90% of what he earns. So yeah.
My only thing is the pessimistic viewpoint on it though. That's what I don't get. Like you say, we fucked. No, niggas just need to get up and go make more money and get more educated. Like that's what it boils down to.
But they
just don't accept the status quo as is. The women just closing that gap quick as hell. Hey man, ain't nothing we can do.
No, what I'm saying
you can do.
What I'm saying is that
go to school. What I'm saying is that make all types of income, different things like that, and that's what needs to happen. Men need to fight to stay in the leadership position. But a lot of men don't want to do that. Men want to take those women who are excelling like we talking about and dumb them down and make them, again, I want you smart, but I want you quiet. Shit like that. More so than you just getting off your ass and going out there making more money and going to school and getting more educated.
But would you say that's a problem with the man who's going out there and trying to dumb his woman down rather than just sitting there and letting her do her? Like if she's going to go out there and earn it, she's going to go out there and earn it. Why would you go into the situation saying, all right, well, I want you to, and this is not saying that you actually said this, but why would a man go in and tell a woman all right, well, I get that you went to college, but shut the fuck up. Like, that don't make no sense. She gonna speak. She's intelligent. So
no, that's I don't think that's the quiet. So first of all, you should be a man of respect where she knows when to be quiet. And you should have so much authority and respect by her when you tell her to. She knows it's coming from a good place. You should be in that position for sure. What Trill is saying, I 100% agree with that. We can debate and we could hypothesize all we want to. After the degree, after the business, there's what we call female nature, and that doesn't change. She wants a man that's dominant, that is a leader, that's a protector, that's a provider, period. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't mean that you also have to have as many degrees as her. It just means you have to be intelligent, a provider. You have to be a leader. You have to have something that represents covering to her. And when you represent that, you win that respect. So let's not have any ambiguity with this. You have to be a man in charge, in front, as a leader that's able to lead a woman. Because once respect goes out the door, and that comes from you not being able to cover her in all those areas, the relationship is over, even if you two are still together.
But remember, hypergamy is not just money. Hypergamy is built into every woman. It's not just it's a socio-economic status that women want, equal or above. And it's not just making money equal or above, it's also intelligence equal or above.
But
women want
that point though. Y'all make a swinging point because the women are going, they want you to be this. They're gonna push themselves to be this because they're
not going to slow down. And I don't think, and look, think of it this way: we earn more than our grandfathers did. We earn more than our fathers did. They're earning more than their grandmothers did, but they're closing the gap. But they're not closing the gap because we're falling behind. They're closing the gap because they're being given more and more opportunities as the time goes on. Women have been getting more and more opportunities from the 80s, from women's suffrage and everything else. They've been getting more and more opportunity. So they're closing the gap.
Nobody's going to stop them, though.
There's a reason why these opportunities are available. There's a reason why they fought for these opportunities. Because they want their own independence.
So the thing is, so at this point, the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to equalize into us. It's just a great equalizer. They're going to match what we match. So the reality is there's no such thing. There's no such thing as, oh, well, you got to go out there and give more, because there is no more. Resources are finite. Resources on this planet are finite.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that women want. And if you can't give it to them, they're gonna go. They have now. Society has put it in place to where they can go and get it for themselves. But it's a rainy day at the end, because most of the women who actually go and have careers don't even have anything saved in retirement. They don't even put stuff.
I would say that's most people.
Let's not even talk about their debt.
We got to get
Luis
to
the national debt.
All right, let's get Luis in here so we gotta get our bro in here. What's going on, Luis? What you got on it?
I'm gonna say this. This has been a real good conversation. Women don't want an equal; they want a superior. And with that being said, I believe that your woman should be inspirational. She should be able to compliment you. You both should be able to compliment each other. Have high vibrational conversations that progress your relationship. Talk about business, creative ideas, expose yourself to different experiences. And I think that that's a constant thing, right? To really have that kind of chemistry and that conversation always flowing. And, to, Shannon's point earlier, you want to have someone to build with who wants to be an asset in every way and not a liability. Not a liability to the relationship, not a liability to the plan that you have laid out to build the future for your kids and things of that nature. And I think it kind of comes back down to kind of remembering that her looks is not what's going to raise your children, is her mindset. And I think that finding the right woman with the right mindset and understanding her role in the relationship dynamic, right? And you valuing her insight and her opinion, it doesn't have to be the buck stops there, but I think that getting that sort of insight for that person, right, who's in your relationship, who understands where things are going. And to Trill's, credit earlier, you want a woman who is involved in different aspects and understand, like, hey, like, this is what's going on with the business. This is what's going on with our portfolio. This is what's going on with our properties. This is the proposal that we're talking about. This is how we're going to move things. And having those kind of constant conversations, they feel part involved as, someone at the helm, although you play that leadership role in your relationship. So I will always encourage people to, choose wisely, especially when you're having these conversations about women who are intelligent, because your relationship isn't going to grow with two people who just think stagnantly, especially her.
Can I ask you a
All right.
question, Lewis? You said that a woman want a man that's superior to her, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's disingenuous not to differentiate with what type of woman we talking about? Are we talking about a traditional woman or a
All
modern?
women.
I think all women.
I disagree with that.
Bruiser, consciously or subconsciously, they all want a superior man. It doesn't have to represent itself in a conscious way, especially in today's day and age. But let something hit the fan. Let them about to be blamed for something. Let them be something serious at stake.
Okay, so you're saying that they want this man in the convenience whenever it's convenience. But I would argue and say that I would actually have weight in my argue if I said modern women no longer wants a man to be over them.
It's all an illusion, Bruiser.
Over them, you got to differentiate over them
right out the window.
With because if you ask women now, and I've polled them, man, I talk to them on Clubhouse all the time. If you ask them, I want a man that can teach me something, quote unquote, and all of you have heard that. That's the biggest trope. I want somebody that could teach me something. You don't hear women saying, I want a man that I can show him some things. I want a man that I can teach him something. You don't hear that.
Exactly.
I agree with you, and I think that is true. But that's the reason why I said we're talking about coming together with women and formulating families and things like that. That's why I keep saying that we're fucked. Is because that doesn't work today. So the only thing we're gonna have is a bunch of individual people out here doing individual things, and the only thing they're gonna be doing is fucking. Because the reality is that while she may say, "I want a man that can teach me some things," she's not gonna stop growing. And
you know what, Sweeney,
but is she coming at it from an individual standpoint? Like, she's like, I want to learn to grow for my own self benefit, or I want to grow with you.
Sweeney, I got the only reason I got pushback for Sweeney is
talk about they want to do for themselves, they want to build for themselves, they own their own thing, they want to be independent.
Yeah.
The rate of marriage might be decreasing, but the procreation is not. That's why you got a single mother epidemic.
But listen. The thing that Sweeney said about that, you are making a 100% like for like comparison between men and women, our work ethic and capacity for work through the entirety of our life. It is not the same. Everything that they are doing and the reason they even doing it's not the same as us. How are there millions more women in the workforce and we still beat them in hours worked? It's because they don't want to work like us. They don't want to work to the capacity we will. Everything they are doing, you are right. They will do it up until a certain point, then realize that's not what they built for. And they don't have a man. They didn't prioritize the right things. And then they're really going to be fucked. That's when they're fucked.
Yeah.
All right. That is why married women own everything in this world and will continue to, because they prioritize the right things first. But let me give my answer. Y'all done ice me out. Let me give my answer to the question. All right. So, fellas, your wife should complement your vision, your woman anyway, and help you. She should be able to help you execute it. Incompetent women are undesirable. Always have been. I have never met a man that did not regret marrying the beautiful idiot. To this day, I've not met one. He embarrassed. Bring her around some wives that know what they're talking about. They got degrees. These women are moving with purpose.
We're going to the event. Just don't talk.
Yeah, exactly. I've never met a man that did not regret marrying the beautiful idiot. Remember, and Luis took it because nobody said it. I thought somebody was going to say it, but Luis said it last. This woman is the first teacher of your children. Why would you not want her to be intelligent? That was the first thing on my list, to be honest. All right. And I'm going to characterize this a bit different because this is the way I look at it. You are in a race against your peers. The woman that you choose not only needs to be physically presentable for you, because that's what you like, right? For your own self-esteem, she needs to be intellectually presentable as well. All right. There is a difference, and Sir Hell spoke to it. I'm glad he said it. He said there's a difference between intelligent and smart. A smart woman knows what to say. An intelligent woman knows when to say it and what to leave out. I want an intelligent woman. I advise you to pick an intelligent woman. But there's a bunch of smart women walking around here. All right, but that's all I got on it. Anybody else want to chime in real quick before we get out of here this evening?
Man, I just want to say, bro, I think men in this generation are lazy as hell, man. I do. And the more I hear people talk, the more it's confirmed. Again, women making gains, women gaining ground, things of that nature, that's fine. But for us to just talk as if we have to, like we in cement shoes, and we just gotta kind of watch this shit happen based on all the opportunities that they given and the government, blah, 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 blah. All that shit sound like excuses to me. It do. Because there's so many different ways to make money now compared to how it was back then. You literally got people that starting businesses online, YouTube content creators making $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Like it's so many different ways to get income. Education. Easy. You can literally open your damn phone and research anything that you want. You can get certified in whatever you want, whether it's welding or barbering or fucking tech, anything. You can go online and get free search to do. But how many people are actually Humble Dad referenced it earlier? I put an article in the back chat, but niggas don't read. That's real. How many people are reading books? How many people are furthering their education? Mind you, they had jobs that'll pay for you to further your education.
They don't even
waking up, going to work every day right now, and they got programs at the job that says, hey, if you go and get a master's degree, we'll pay for it. How many of them doing it? Not a lot. Motherfuckers is selling for that check that they getting every 2 weeks. I'm making decent money. I'm good. My lifestyle cool. Go back to school. Hell nah. But then you meet these women who are doing it, and then you play victim to that. No, opportunities are out there. You just don't want them. You are comfortable in your routine. You settled in what it is that you do. You don't want to learn shit new. That's the story for most people. If you look into your phone, how many people that we know, just black males in general, that read just for leisure, read books anymore at all? But I can tell, I bet the motherfuckers can give you LeBron's stat line for this year.
I can't get them to jump on the Rich People Read podcast. Trill, nobody. It'd be women in my show. The guys don't be there.
Well, I say, but they can tell you who won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
they can tell you who had the most passing yards though. Motherfuckers research what they want to research, but when it comes to bettering yourself, working on some shit that'll actually further you, it's not the same fervor attached to it.
You blame the running. You blame the woman for running too fast.
Right. No, get off your ass and go get educated, go get certified, go take advantage of all these free programs that's out here for you to do so, all these different ways that you can make money. Go get to it. Don't sit there like we got cement shoes and our fucking hands tied behind our back and we just got to watch the women excel. That's not the case. And when we talk like that, that speaks to the laziness that this generation has. And that shit is disgusting, to be quite frank. That's all I got to say.
Indeed.
Yeah, there is a lack of hunger.
Yeah, JR ain't even paying attention. We needed a sound effect on that one. That was a Ricky sound effect.
I listen. I don't got nothing. I got no problem with a woman running fast, running to her career, but I just recognize that it comes with a cost, and the cost is the very thing that fucks up our community. I could give a damn about the money at that point if it's at the sacrifice of children's lives. If you wanted to be single, you want to be a consumer. The shopping cart got more game than any man in the United States right now. The shopping cart.
You got their attention.
Hey, that's dope.
As long as a woman has the freedom to shop, she's gonna take that over being in marriage and being stifled in any kind of way where she could use her resources. If she can get her own resources, and it can come at expense, because she's still gonna want to have kids. She's still gonna want to have kids. She's still gonna have children, and it'll come at the expense of their lives and their futures. And we'll still be in the same we'll still be in the same position we had our community. Because what do we focus on now? What is everybody focusing on at 20? And they're focusing on their careers. There's no family no more. There's no marriage. You gotta feel, what can you do for me? There's no longer what can I do for you? It's all about, if you can't do nothing for me that I can do for myself, I'm not going to be under you. We just can't work together. If we could work together, there'd be no problem. But it's a lifestyle that women want, and they want it early and they want it now. We live in a microwave society, and that's what men have to. That's the challenge men have to stand up to.
Are you guys? But I think you guys are saying the same thing because, okay, Bruiser, I think Trill is simply saying, okay, men, step up, and there's opportunities that are there. No,
I think the man already stepped up.
Bruiser is saying that the mindset of the woman is different.
But here's the thing, though. Why do we care about those women?
I was about to say, why are the women even in the
woman
picture?
is predisposed to a mentality that you, as a man, as her husband, didn't put there.
Well, Bruiser, here's what I'm saying, though.
That's what I said to y'all backstage.
The women used to be impressionable.
Bruiser, let me get a word in. Let me get a word in. So why do we care about them? You see what I'm saying? Like, here's a problem that I have with a lot of men.
Why do I care about a woman being impressionable?
No, just listen to my full question. So, like, a lot of us men say we want a certain type of woman, and then we complain about the woman that don't want us. Leave them alone, right? What you mentioned about what women want, all women want that. The difference is you get you a woman that's willing to work with you to help build that. That's what separates the wants from a woman who's an asset to your life.
So you've been married for how long?
Going on 16 years, June 21st.
I've been married for going on 10 years. The game is way different than what it was for us, man. And just because it was different, but see, what I want to do is to go back to where the game was for me. The game is different now. These women are not predisposed to a mentality of, I want to go be independent. I want to go do for myself. The people they actually inspired by are telling them to go do for yourself. Be inspired. Fuck marriage. Fuck a man. You don't need a man.
They've been saying
it wasn't like that when I was out in the game.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying leave them alone. See, here's the thing.
See, but they're leaving them. But see, here's the thing. They're leaving them alone. They're getting passports. Trust me, they're doing that.
I was about to say you ain't got no choice but to leave them alone because they ain't messing with you.
But the thing is, here comes the problem. The problem comes is you leave them alone. You get on your purpose. You're 35. You're 40. Now the plethora of women you got to deal with, most of them got babies. Because now you got to, like I said earlier, it's a sacrifice.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. It's just we have to have men in position to obtain what they want before we keep complaining about the pool of women. Now, let me state this. The pool of women today, as it stands, is poor. But we're waiting on women to get better before we get better in a lot of cases. And here's what happens. In the advent of Kevin Samuels, you got Coach Greg Adams, you have really popular speakers. They were speaking for men who had accomplished something. What happened was men who were less accomplished, less ambitious, like the talking points of those great orators. I agree with what they said. But a lot of them came under the cover of being productive, from being accomplished, because they had immersed themselves in that type of dialogue when they did not emulate what the talking points talked about. As a result of this, you have a lot of men complaining about what women are not, but they don't have anything that you can look into their life that demands the kind of quality that they want. So here's my thing. You have to be the kind of man to demand equality. This is why I said you should be in a position to make your woman shut up. I don't mean you have to tell her you have to be aggressive or abusive. I mean, you should carry so much power and authority in the way you conduct your life that she knows when to be quiet because she has that much respect for you. And this requires men. Now, this is from a dude. I never finished school. I was taken out of school in the 3rd grade. I got a GED at 19 years old. I know what I'm talking about. You have to be the kind of man that, regardless of where you come from, you conduct yourself in a way, you go and get after life, and you demand that respect. It's too many men who complain, women are great, women are out earning us, women are doing this. And then you ask them, how many jobs do you have? I got a job making $13 an hour. Man, shit. Excuse me, guys. The thug was about to come out. Man, if you don't be quiet and go get another job, You're in your 20s trying to live like a retiree. You don't have the sweat equity in life to be complaining about the pool of women out here. When your ass hasn't gone to school, you're not getting certified, you're not going out there reading books. Education is not what it used to be because we have the access of the internet now. Go read a book, buy something on Kindle, buy something on Amazon. Heck, read a free article that's
You go to Google, they have all types of free certifications.
And this is what I'm saying. Men today, a lot of men today are quitting jobs because the manager talked to them upset. The supervisor made them upset. It's raining and cold outside. Man, I don't look, those kind of men, they're not part of this conversation because they don't represent the kind of men that have a legitimate complaint about the pool of women. The last thing that I'll say is this. I don't hear highly successful men complaining about in the same manner as men who are less accomplished. It's only men who need a woman that are complaining about the women. Men who don't need a woman don't have as many complaints. And I'm saying, let's push our men to become in a position where they don't need something from a woman. They just need her essence to complement the business of his life.
I like that compliment word. And on that note, that's what I'm talking about. Hell of a way to end King Talk. I want to thank the panel tonight for coming through. Everybody did an amazing job. This feedback, giving game to the young brothers, man, it's priceless, and they need it. I get messages all the time saying that we saving people's lives. I didn't know it was that serious, but I think it speaks to the fact that a lot of these men were raised by women and never even heard men talk like this. Never even heard this type of discourse amongst men that didn't become aggressive or violent. So I want to thank the panel again, and it's much necessary. So JR, take us out, man. I appreciate everybody tonight. Get those likes up on your way out. Trigger Mike, I'm Trigger Mike. Shit. All right. I will be going live in the morning. My show is a 45K per year, man. Good enough. I already know how the fellas on the panel feel about that. They say it's not good enough. So we're going to discuss it. If you free, come in and
depends on where you at. Depends on where you at, what your money management skills like.
I was about to say something.
Y'all should hear my take on it. Yeah,
there's a caveat though. I got some caveat. I got about 4-5 caveats with that. He good enough, but I got 4-5 caveats.
Send it to me on IG. I want to hear y'all take on this.
How much was it, Trigger?
45. That's the average. That's the average for black men.
That's a good topic for women that's out here.
I
would love to hear what they say.
You already know what they say, bro. 100K.
I already know what they're gonna say.
All right, fellas. Once again, I appreciate that. All right, we out. King Talk is out. Catch y'all next week.